All right, what's up, guys? We are live. So we got a debate between Greg and educated Tyrone, i.e., Stefan. So Stefan has been on the channel a few times. He debated wheat waffles last time. Greg's never been on the channel, but he is always active in the chat. So two playing with five regulars, so as to speak. And they're going to be, I guess, last time I was doing a live stream, you guys were like bitching at each other in the chat. So I think you guys are gonna, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how this goes. So yeah, this debate is going to be slightly different than all the other ones where I moderate. I'll probably step in a little bit more than I usually do, just so I don't get bored for my own mental sanity. So I'll probably step in here and there, but it's largely going to be between you two. I'm just more like the moderator. Yeah, the only rule that we have is no interrupting and no massive monologues. Okay, so who was the one that initiated this whole thing?
It was like kind of like mutual, I guess, because like we kind of went back and forth. I guess like you could say what sparked the whole thing is like I was in the comments, and then like I guess one thing led to another, and Stefan made like a video about me. It was like Greg from like Northeast Philly, like something white cell, Jack cell, something like it was like so many hashtags. So then like I guess that was like the fuel for the fire, and then like on not the last I think video you did, but the one before that was like or actually no, I think two debates ago, I think he was just like, "Why don't you just debate me?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll step up to the plate." So
Okay, cool. All right. So what? I guess I'll let. Why don't we let you, Greg, kick it off? What is the first disagreement that you guys have?
yeah, so the first thing that I believe Stefan and I disagree with is like the importance of like looks maxing, but more so like going to the gym, building muscle, and like just increasing your SMV, like in correlation to like your success with like women and like game.
Okay. What do you think, Stefan?
Yeah, I don't think because I think some people like maybe they because that wheat waffles debate is so long, maybe they didn't hear my entire explanation, or maybe they went with like wheat waffles interpretation of it or whatever. But I've never said it wasn't important. But my argument is if your base level of attraction is already like pretty above average, you don't need to do it. So me acknowledging that it's important is just giving you a bonus if you're already working with an above average base. So I'm not saying to do it or don't do it. Like that's like because self improvement, that should be a self decision anyway. The improving of your dating pool or the expansion of your dating pool should be a byproduct of that. Because I mean, if you're going to do targeted improvement, then yeah, that's great. But again, if you're already working with an above average base and you're happy with your results, I'm not going to tell that guy, "Oh, you got to work out," because he's going to look at me like, "Well, I mean, you don't work out and you're doing fine. Like I'm doing fine. Why do I got to like?" It's just I think it's a cope for some people because some people maybe they weren't working with the same base and they see such a crazy difference that they assume that that same difference would apply to everybody. Because for a lot of skinny guys that work out, it's like a lot of us we already have six packs, we're already lean. If I want to work out and get to like Hamza's exact build, but I'm still pretty lean, I mean I could do that and I'd probably get another bonus on top of what I already get. But that still doesn't disprove my point that if like for even for now, like literally speaking, I do better than Hamza now off of just being a skinny guy with a six pack or like a light six pack. So it's like me getting to Hamza's size to mog him even more. To me, that's fine if you want to do that, but I'm fine just being a skinny.
How do you know you do better than Hamza? Like,
I was just
Based
about
on
to
his
ask,
based on his
that in my
receipts,
mind.
based on his channel, not based on his actual like girlfriends and stuff, and his pictures of him when he was younger in clubs and stuff. So based on his actual the pictures that Hamza himself chose to put in his thumbnails, and for the background when he's talking. Of course, some of these faces are blurred out because they're like just friends in the group or whatever. My point is, as far as the girl he's with, like that he either bagged in the club or he actually had a whole interview with one of his exes, like where they're like streaming for an hour. So I'm going by his receipts that he visually put up himself in multiple videos. And I've seen him put up, I think on the CEO of Testosterone or some channel like that. He cold approached with that guy in I think they're in Thailand or whatever. And they were coming at like they were like average chicks that I mean, I don't think they're horrible. I don't think like I would probably talk to some of them, I'm assuming, if I could see the faces. But if I can actually compare what he's doing on his day-to-day basis, and then I can compare that to his past women that he's had flings or dated or approached in a club, and I have, in my personal opinion, I'm doing clearly better. Me working out to get to his shape again, it would just give me an extra bonus. So I mean, but that doesn't mean I have to do it if I don't. Okay, I mean, again, it's self-improvement. So
let me try to understand your position better, because I'm actually slightly confused myself. So you're saying that, correct me if I'm wrong, that working out is more important if you're like lower SMV, but if you're higher SMV, you don't really need to go to the gym, or what is your
no, I'm saying whatever your base SMV is. So whatever your base charisma, status, masculinity, your style, your face, how tall you are, your personality, as far as like if you're witty, if you're charismatic, if you're extroverted versus introverted, if you're humorous or not, your physicality, like if you're comfortable around women because you dance a lot or you played sports, like you're just comfortable in your own body, you're comfortable with physical contact. If you have a lot of friends, it's going to give you a base to work with. It's easier to get social proof. Like you're going to be in warm environments when you're younger versus cold, because you have just way more friends than a lot of other black pillars. So all of that stuff is feeding into your base SMV, so to speak, or your base level of attraction. So if you were to then on top of that, like add a bunch of money by getting a better job out of school or something, or get a whole bunch of status. And I think status matters more than money, because I think money's just an amplifier. It doesn't build attraction, but you get my point. Whatever that base level is based on your height, your looks, your quote unquote game, your masculinity, that comes before you working out for a year or two and improving upon it. So for someone who considers himself a 6 or 7, so to speak, if some black pillar is telling that guy, oh, it's over for you, you got to work out, and women are literally treating him like a 7, all you're telling him is basically, yeah, you could work out for a year or two and become an 8 because your body would be better. Like, so for him, he's going to be like, well, I mean, that sounds great, but it's like women are literally already treating me like a 7. I'm fine. So just because you might have a guy who's a 5, so maybe his base he's not satisfied with, so that extra point really makes more of a difference, and he's just coming at it from like a more a less of a viewpoint of abundance, then yeah, work out, like, go from a 5 to a 6, great. But if you already have abundance with your base level of attraction, and women are already treating you like a quote unquote 6 or 7, I just don't get why everybody is so hung up about me telling Wheat Waffles that I had an above average dating life being skinny. That's not, because a lot of people that don't know about the manosphere, they don't even get what the debate is about, because they're like, yeah, I know guys even skinnier than you, shorter than you.
Yeah, Stefan, I got to cut you off.
Greg, you can jump in, because if Greg didn't,
I was gonna say, I mean,
that's fine, because I don't think Greg saw the entire debate of Wheat Waffles. I don't think.
I'm kind of confused what your argument is, honestly. Like, and it seems like
I was
too. Or do you understand it, Greg?
Yeah, sort of. So I was like thinking in my head, because there's like a lot of questions I have for it. So I skimmed through the debate. Then, like, after I skimmed through it, I watched it again, because I'm like, okay, maybe I missed something. And I'll be honest, I didn't know who Wheat Waffles was until that debate. Didn't know who Stefan was, whatever. So pretty much, few follow-up questions I have for Stefan. So you said 1 to 2 years, working out in the gym. Do you think that only 1 to 2 years would be like required to see like, some kind of results? Or do you think like maybe somebody should be at it for like longer?
Well, depending on their situation, they might see results faster than 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, if you hop on some.
So that was just an arbitrary. That's just because I'm not going to use like a long 5 to 10 years, because that's all the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because I mean, as the cells, right? Skinny cell. I used to be a skinny cell. I was 110 at 5'11". I mean, I still pulled. Granted, there's some people like, oh, you're too skinny, blah blah blah. Like, I mean, I was like hungry skeleton mode. I'm not afraid to admit it. And now I know this, that like, between like 175, 180, I mean, obviously I'm not like super yoked, but like people are like complimenting, like, oh, you're pretty jacked. Girls are like, oh, like I like your muscles, just stuff like that. But my main purpose isn't to work out, for women. It's just that, like, I love training because, I mean, obviously, if your whole mindset is you go to the gym and you're like, oh, you're doing bicep curls, you're like, oh, the girls, whatever, like, you're going to burn out really quickly. But, if you kind of take that, like, discipline, kind of like just, all that stuff. But I think that correlates to game, which kind of brings me to, like, kind of the point. Well, you were saying, like, you don't have to go, which is true. I agree with that. Like, no one's holding you at gunpoint. Like, yo, you got to go to the gym. But like people, like Alex, myself, and just like a bunch of other people, they've seen how like fitness kind of helped them. I mean, you're definitely entitled to your own point of view. But when I was kind of listening into that like debate against wheat waffles, I feel like wheat was kind of emphasizing on that. And I'm going to say, like, I kind of stand with wheat. There's some things that I disagree with on wheat's end, but like, from what I was listening into, I feel like, fitness kind of is like an important, I would say, like staple point. Obviously, you still need to learn game. You still need to learn other aspects of it, but it's kind of like, not to sound cliche, but like the piece of the puzzle. That's one more thing. Like somebody kind of uses it as if like, let's say you're playing a video game. So, you're going for like the strength aspect, whatever. Like I know you're like a runner. So in your case, you'd be going for like the stamina. But like, again, if it works for you, like that's good. I just think like anybody could benefit like from, being fit and just, that's pretty much like what I'm, preaching about. So
Do you disagree with that, Stefan?
No, I don't disagree at all. And
Okay.
and when he emphasized the point of the benefits that benefit you internally, he prioritizes that over doing it for girls. So like I said, it's self-improvement. So in his example, the discipline he's building that's bleeding over to the confidence and all that, even outside of the physical. But it starts there with building that discipline. Like that's a great like motivation for it. Not that the hams away doing it specifically for women is bad, because I think like you do want to look aesthetic, obviously, if you're tying it to dating at some point. But yeah, I agree with that. But
Okay,
so I think,
I'm gonna make a statement, and you both tell me if you agree or disagree with it. Statement is this: putting on muscle can definitely help you pick up girls. Agree or disagree?
agree.
strongly agree.
Okay, so then it sounds like you guys are pretty much on the same page.
And also, Alex, I've been slightly bigger before. So like I was still super skinny, but I was like from 155 to 158 when I did like the few months I actually worked out with a friend that does MMA. So his workout is it's he does a lot more strength training than me. But I obviously I did way more, cardio, like planks and like running. Obviously I could run way faster than him for much longer distance, obviously. But my point is those 3 or 4 months where I was actually working out in the gym on top of running, yes, I saw a difference. So yes, I did get like compliments, So yeah, of course, I'm not. But again, going back to just running and being skinny, I have no complaints. So, but yeah, I agree.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys don't really disagree on this topic at all. Then, so let's move on to the next one then.
Okay, yeah. So this is why I kind of disagree with. So I noticed you have a video where you kind of just rate your face and you kind of go above and beyond. You're like, if like my cheeks don't align with like this, obviously I'm over exaggerating, but like you kind of give yourself like a whole thing for like every factor. And I think you came to the conclusion that you're what, like a 5 or
No, that was actually Nero Angelo's rating of me. So the only thing I added was my additional notes, like in the text on the black background.
Okay.
The part you're talking about, if that was me, yeah, that's crazy. That's like because he does what Wheat Waffles does, but he's way more detailed. So he'll give you like 5 or 6 slides of information.
Okay, interesting. Okay, because I thought it was you. Okay, so the follow-up would be like,
so he thinks Nero Angelo rated me a 5.5. Yeah.
So that guy, I'm not familiar with that dude, so I kind of just thought that was you. So let me ask you this. So you bring up Hamza a lot. Do you think his physique overall is like kind of like desirable? Like if you could, would you want to look like Hamza? Not just like facially or whatever, but like muscle tone wise. I'm just trying to like
most of my friends, well, not most, but at least like half of them, a lot of them work out. So like I'd say a majority of my friends are skinny. Like maybe a third of them are skinny, and then like half of them are gym rats or whatever. Not for like women, but like some of them used to play football. Like we went to school together, so they didn't really do it for women.
Right.
But yeah, I'd say majority of my friends that have Hamza's physique, they do fine with women unless they're like super corny or something. Because obviously you run into those guys too. So that's where the other factors come into play. If you have two guys that look like Hamza, but one is confident and one is just bland, then
Okay. Yeah, because I was just trying to figure out how he looks like. I'm not like, I know who he is, but I was like, did he get like super jacked all of a sudden? I'm looking. I mean, it seems like I don't know if he competes in like shows, but yeah, I mean, okay, I see one. There's Natty or Juice, so they're trying to figure out. If
I know he does like I think Muay Thai for fun or something.
Okay.
I don't know how serious he is. I think he's having a fight soon, but I'm assuming.
Let's keep it on track. Let's not make this.
Sorry,
yeah. Let's stop. You're right. We got to get back.
No, but we agree. We agree on that. Like if I asked any,
we all agree Hamza's a faggot. Yeah, okay.
Let's figure out what we disagree on, because that's what the debate's supposed to be about. Yeah, he's right. Okay, so in terms of Hamza, I actually think that Hamza has like the right approach when it comes down to like I guess like building. He preaches essentially, I believe, that like building a good physique and all that like looks maxing will improve your dating results, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's one of the few things I agree with Hamza on when he was.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
It sounds like you guys agree on the fitness part.
Okay, let me see, because there was some other stuff he was saying in the WhatsApp group chat that we were disagreeing on. I can pull it back up, so we can address those points. Yeah, let's see, because I know there was a lot I seen. It was like, okay, let's see. Going up.
Because I don't think we agree on the male versus female gaze. Maybe, like, I don't think we disagree as much as like a black pillar, because you're not a black pillar.
No, I'm not red pill either, but like,
and you're not. Yeah, so we probably don't.
Somewhere in the yeah. I did notice a lot of things you were saying. Okay, so let's go back to. I remember you were in this like debate with a bunch of people, and you called some Mexican guy an incel. Like what? Like kind of, because I see you do this a lot. Like not just the cell jokes, but you kind of jump like they're an incel. How do you know like that Mexican dude was an incel? I'm like actually curious, like on your thinking process.
Well, because I seen what he looked like and I saw how corny he was.
Right.
And he published a video. I don't know if he still has it up, but he published a video with like his, like, I think one ex-girlfriend and two women he used to like date or talk to. And it was underwhelming to say the least. So I guess if you want to be technical, he's a fake cell, I guess. But I feel like that's getting into the weeds of it, because then a lot of people, they don't even know what beyond the word incel. So me explaining fake cell, like, so basically he's not a celibate person, but he gets poor results.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, you never know. He could pull. Like, I feel like you shouldn't just judge people based on, like, let's say they're being corny. I mean,
and by the way, just for the audience that didn't see it, not to cut you off, the guy is white Hispanic. So when he was mad that I didn't know his exact ethnicity, it was kind of disingenuous, because I'm like, okay, if you're white Hispanic and you're kind of in the middle, how would anybody know? You know what I mean? Like with me, I'm clearly African American. I'm only like a quarter Filipino. So of course, in his case, somebody that's completely in the middle, it's like, I'm not going to know if you're white Hispanic. I'm not going to know if you're, half Asian, half white. He has that kind of look. So him calling me or calling out the fact I didn't know he was Mexican or something, or that I used the wrong one, was kind of disingenuous. Because looking at him even now, once he showed his face completely, he could say he was white and I would have believed him. Like because a lot of
what's the relevance of what ethnicity this random guy is?
Because I think Greg thought I was using that to belittle the guy.
Oh.
But the guy was being disingenuous because he has like an accent, but then he looks white Hispanic. So it's like whatever I called him, like let's say I called him Mexican, he could have said anything. Oh, I'm really from Spain. Like, oh, I'm like, okay. Or he could have said, oh, I'm from the northern Philippines, and I would have been like, okay, how would I know? Like he's ethnically ambiguous. So him, that was. But Greg obviously didn't know that, because I think I posted like a few minutes of that clip, but yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do some detective work because I was like trying to do some research, and then I seen kind of like you going back and forth with some people because like I see in your videos you kind of just put someone, you're like this fake cell, jack cell, white cell, like all these cells. I was like, dude, like you must be a bio major or something because there's a lot of cell talk. But anyways, I digress. So like, let me see. Well, jokes aside,
The joke was so corny; it was actually funny.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
good.
pretty much. Okay, perfect. New point. Importance of body count. Because I feel like this is a strong suit. Do you believe that your body count doesn't really matter, or like how do you look at it, just in general, in terms of
Well,
like game or like
I think
experience?
oh yeah, not to cut you off. I was going to.
Yeah,
I
yeah, you're
think
cool.
in general for guys, it doesn't matter. Because I don't think women, if it's anything over like 0, I don't think women really care. If you want to be technical, you could say 5, or I'm sure there's studies on it, but my whole point with in the John Anthony and the Wheat Waffles debate was like there's diminishing returns after a certain point. So some people think it's 40, some people think it's 50, some people think it's 20. Like, but my point was after a certain point, there's diminishing returns. So like my friends that have over 100, they don't necessarily have better game or look better than some of my friends who might only have like 30 bodies. Because that guy with 30 bodies just may have had girlfriends all the time that we were friends, and he was rarely single. So now, of course, that we're in our 30s, if that guy has a wife or something, he just stopped at 30 because he's been married. He's 28 with a wife, And then I have other friends who are older than me that, again, some are higher, some are like in the same range, and some are lower. But based, it's normally the real differentiation is like if the guy's a quote unquote blue pillar or purple pillar and he wants a relationship. Versus if I have a guy that's kind of like an F-boy type or red pill type or whatever, so to speak, without even knowing it. But like, of course, those guys are typically going to have a higher body count if everything else is equal. And most of my friends in my friend group probably were on the same, playing field. Because like even obviously I've had like, some autistic friends and friends that weren't considered super attractive, but a lot of them didn't go out with us. So when it came to actually going out to parties or going on vacations or seeing chicks at other schools or whatever, of course, I'm going out with generally my more confident friends, more assertive friends, more friends.
Yeah.
So that's just,
Yeah, I will say I disagree though, because you were saying like the diminishing returns, but I think if you look at it from a standpoint like you being better in the bedroom, better sexual stamina, I feel like more bodies kind of help. I mean, yeah, someone can be a sex god after like a few bodies, but like I'll be honest, because I'm about at 100 leg count right now. I definitely see more of an increase in like kinks and all that variety, sexual performance than like when I was in the low numbers. But I'll disagree on that, but I will give you that like yeah, it does matter. Were you in a relationship? Because somebody might be more of a relationship type, like kind of how you said it, rather than a fuckboy. But yeah, I don't know. I just think for sexual performance and stamina, I think body count is important. And I know some women do judge guys, both aspects. Like, oh, you only have this many bodies. Like I remember, like I told a girl, like my body count, and she was like, oh, I'm not going to be number 85 or whatever. Like some of them get butthurt over that, even though you're clearly like not just like, yo, you're going to be my sexual object and that's it. You know what I mean? So that's like another thing that I feel like has to do with it.
Yeah, if you're asking me personally, because it is subjective, I think the diminishing returns come in around 40 or 50. But again, I mean, that's me. Some guys might be fine with lower, but most women that know it, they don't have it's like a neutral reaction. Some of them, they put up a front and they kind of make it seem like, oh, that's a lot. But when they think about it and they compare me to other guys, they're like, I mean, yeah, you kind of make sense. Like, you're like, they know F boys who have, quadruple my count. So when I tell them my count, most women for 51 is going to sound in the middle. When you get to the actual studies, of course, of the whole male population, and that's where you're going to get disagreement because some guys might struggle to get to 5 or 10.
Sure.
So that's where the subjectivity comes in. But if you just for me personally, I think it's around 40 or 50. But
I can tell you the argument that John Anthony would make, and this is not necessarily an argument I believe per se, but his argument would be, because I've heard it like a million times, so I can recite it verbatim, is that that you don't learn some things. Like he learned a lot of things when he was at 300, 400. So if you're like under 200, you don't have the same skill as someone who's at 400, 500, because there's just some things that you only learn after you go through massive amounts of volume.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree or disagree with that statement?
I don't agree, just because
Yeah.
I think if you're like, let's say you had a lesser of a count, like let's say like to use John Anthony as an example, it's hard. I don't know his rotation is time, like how much free time he has, but I could probably tell you that like my 3 ex-girlfriends from college alone, the amount of times I had sex with them probably trumps the number of times that John Anthony had like one night stands or like chicks he messed with once or twice. So, I mean, I think it depends on how, because like if you're already doing Kama Sutra or whatever on the 4th body, then by the time you get to 30, as opposed to a guy who just started that using toys and all this extra stuff at like body 28.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though you both have 30 bodies,
I'm not necessarily talking about sex skills. I think you misunderstood me. I'm talking about pickup skills. I agree. You can.
Oh, you're talking about pickup. Okay.
Yeah, you can fuck only one girl, but if you just keep fucking her, your sex game can get better. So I think with sex game, it only matters like the number of times you have sex. I'm talking about purely pickup skills.
Well, then what I just said, just apply that to Greg's last point. Then it wouldn't really include John Anthony, but it still would apply to his point about.
Yeah. It's actually interesting because I disagree a lot of stuff that John Anthony says, but this particular point, I do agree. It does translate to game because like you're already confident and you're building that. I mean, it doesn't take a fucking caveman to go from like fucking a girl to like applying it. Obviously, I guess maybe your approach, because if you're used to like, like whatever, like just come in there and just start being sexual right away. I kind of like Alex's style where he just subtly sexualizes. I mean, some girls are openly DTF, and it's important to recognize that you can come in like Willie out, you know what I mean? But like some girls, you gotta like slowly ease into it, and if it doesn't work, backtrack. But yeah, long story short, with John Anthony's point, I do agree.
Yeah, wait till you see how I'm gonna subtly sexualize this debate. Okay, keep going.
So I agree with what him and Alex and John Anthony said in terms of like technically, yes, that's true. He's been through so many approaches that it's just he's going to optimize certain things that a normal person wouldn't even like. They wouldn't even have the exposure to that many social interactions to even make the connection. But my argument against that is it's not really that practical because, and this is coming as a person who did enough cold approaches as a teenager and in college that like once I hit like late 20s, I don't even care. I'll cold approach like 2 chicks a year as far as during the day. I'm not talking about like at parties or whatever because that's like kind of lukewarm to me. But as far as like approaching women in the day and all that, I barely do that, and that's for years. So it's not like I've done 20 approaches and I don't have to do any work and I'm an ultimate Chad and I coast on my looks or whatever. I've had to do some type of approaching, even though a lot of it was in lukewarm environments. So I think I just had a lot of positive. I had a more positive experience because I was kind of tailoring my environments to kind of suit my strengths and what I'm comfortable with. But like most of my friends, whether you're talking about the red pill ones or the purple pillars who are married or whatever, either one, most of them have ended up married or like they get to a point where they get anywhere near John's count of like 300-400, whatever. Even the red pill ones, they're like, man, I'm good. I'm 35. Like, I've been stringing along this girl I'm going to marry or whatever. Like, I'm exaggerating, but even some of those type of guys, they slow down way before you get to a point of John, who is at 1500 or whatever it is. So like whatever advantages he may have got, I think you're getting to the point where you're micromanaging game at that point. And my thing is Chads, naturals, whatever, they don't micromanage games, so I shouldn't either. Like, especially if it's like if that's to see now that's the epitome of diminishing returns. Like John Anthony, that's basically like if I had to choose between learning from Warren Buffett, who will compare to John Anthony, and then let's say I'm choosing between choosing him as a mentor versus like I don't know, like Bill Gates or whoever's like second or third richest or whatever. Like it's just, or like even Michael Bloomberg. Me
or
learning
whoever
from
pays off the porn stars, right? So Donald Trump.
yeah, it's like me learning from a guy who's worth 150 billion versus a guy who's worth 40 billion. That's the epitome of diminishing returns, because you're literally trying to make your argument. Well, Stefan, instead of having 0.0005% the best dating results in the market, you could learn from this other guy, and you could be in the 0.0000002%. And it's like, bro, that's an exponential difference from where I'm starting now. Either way, so that's the epitome of my argument. It's diminishing returns, which is why I don't know any friends from any my younger friends or older who are anywhere near 1,500. The highest I could think of is maybe around 300 if I'm being generous. But most of them, they stop somewhere between 50 and maybe 200. So some of but I would say like John Anthony's scale is just ridiculous. He won. Him and Paul Janko won in terms of quantity. I'm not going to try to compete with them in terms of that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like Paul Janko, but like John Anthony, I mean, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. I want to keep this strictly about so. But let's get on. So the next point, right? To attract girls, right? You said if you need to gym to attract girls, male versus female gaze, which I think you mentioned earlier. So we can get into that. And then your argument was you don't think like women care as much, right, about masculine features as you say gym max bodies. And then you kind of just advocate that towards like red pillars. So what exactly do you mean by that, Stefan?
I was muted. Yeah, I don't think with the whole, and you probably don't disagree as much as I would think like some black pillars do, but a lot of them, they'll underrate some guys just because they don't have certain masculine features. But that assumes that women interpret like facial harmony and masculinity the same way as black pillars. And there's so many examples of guys that are rated below me by black pillars that do better than me, that literally do better. Like you can compare my Tinder and my like 3 to 5 cute chicks to their list of like 50 chicks, and black pillars will rate these guys like a 4, some of them. So I just think women, for instance, if you're like a I can't think of a YouTuber, but I don't know, like Austin Dunham or somebody, I don't know, whoever you want to use.
We can,
there might be a guy that's, let's say their build is kind of similar, height is similar, but let's say their face, women rate them around the same. Like, oh, they're both cute. They're both like, I hook them up with my girlfriend. The other guy that women rate the same could literally be one of these like lanky, skinny dudes. Maybe he's an inch or two taller just to kind of get the point. Like he's, but like in the face, he doesn't have the same jaw as Austin Dunham. He's not like Adonis. He doesn't have the strong jawline or the protruding brow ridge or whatever, all this other stuff that a lot of women obviously don't care about. Some of them, of course, subconsciously, I think they care about, but a lot of it is I think black pillars, they micromanage women's attraction and the female gaze, but they don't even get it right because they assume, like for instance, a lot of guys that like wheat waffles, they think eyelid exposure is important. And I think it is if you're an outlier and you have super negative eyelid exposure. But for instance, a lot of them will rate my eyelid exposure bad.
All right, wait, hang on. What are we talking about? What is?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck is eyelid exposure? I'm sorry, but like I'm confused here.
No, my point is, black pillars will go into all the facial features that they say women will like, and certain ratios and measurements of your face, but they're projecting their bias on it. So if they think a guy is not masculine, it doesn't matter how many women they see him with. They're not going to acknowledge like, oh, women just have different tastes. They automatically think in a lot of these scenarios, oh, this guy isn't as masculine. They think because even if that's true and he's not masculine at all, women they don't have the same subjective opinion. Like that's just it's clearly obvious. But you're not a black pillar, so I don't think you probably
No.
disagree with me too much on this. So because I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's not important at all. I'm not
right.
saying like in the example, if I built up a Hamza type of body, I'm not saying that's bad.
Sure.
But I'm just certain features on the male face, black pillars will assume just because they don't like it, that women don't like it. And that's clearly not the case.
Yeah. I'll say this. I mean, going in terms of ratings, I think the whole rating shit, like, yeah, it exists, but it's really subjective. It's bullshit. I've had girls say I'm a 6. I've had girls say I'm a 10. I'm just like, dude, I am what I am. You know what I mean? Embrace your shit. Like, there's going to be guys subjectively better looking than you. There's going to be guys subjectively, whatever, worse looking than you. But, like, you know, one girl's 10 is another girl's 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's all subjective. That being said, yeah, I mean, because, like, I kind of like the video Alex did, you know, way back when he did the one with SMV. And I hear other people argue like, oh, SMV doesn't really matter. It does. You know what I mean? And I guess kind of in terms of that, how much do you think, Stefan, does SMV actually like play a role in your success? Like, because I know you're kind of just like, yeah, gym maxing, looks maxing. It's not all that important. Do you like really stand by that or?
Well, I think we agree that SMV is what matters because it's like taking face alone is just, it's not, you know, even if you just did face and height, that's not enough. There's a bunch of other factors. But I don't know if you agree on what factors are as important as others.
Yeah.
So I think SMV is important, but like I just don't think, like for instance, money, I don't even list it included in SMV. I include it in relationship market value. So yes, if you're trying to have a girlfriend or a wife and like, you know, raise kids and all that, then yeah, of course, money's going to matter. But if you're just talking about dating, I list it as an amplifier. So I don't think it's a part of SMV, but I think it's an amplifier just because you're going to have easier logistics. And a lot of game is literally just timing and logistics. So like if everything else was equal in a perfect world, obviously, if your salary is that much bigger than mine, where you can like, you're like, let's say a Fresh Prince CEO. Of course, women are going to say I have better quote unquote game or whatever than Fresh, right? But Fresh has so much money. There are certain chicks that in another situation where they might choose me, he's flipped the logistics so much to where like that chick might just turn down other guys because he has so much money. So like maybe if they break up, she'll get with me or something. But in that situation, he had so much money, he could just invite her to yachts or, you know, fly her out just, and it didn't matter because he just had so much money. So it's an amplifier, yeah, because it's managing the logistics, but it's not. Women are not going to look at him just because he has money and say, oh, he's handsome or has more game or whatever. That's just like a myth. That's
Wait,
like
are you talking about like? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, money, bro. I'm like
money specifically. I'm again, it matters. It's an amplifier, but I don't include that in SMV.
Okay. Wait, are you talking about Fresh from like Fresh and Fit or?
Yeah, I just use that as Fresh and Fit. Yeah,
gotcha. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, because I remember you said something.
Because he has like a McLaren, he has a Lamborghini. It's just like an extreme example.
Does he have Versace condoms and shit too? Dude's a fucking. Anyways. No, because like I remember you thought actually I was a Fresh fanboy or something. I was gonna say no, man. I hate Fresh and Fit. I was gonna say I'll disagree there because there's no way I think they give practical advice. But let's see. So there was another point. Let me see. Just make sure. You said MG Tao Dictionary Colt. And you brought up QB Passport. I've heard his name before. What did you exactly mean by that? Like, are you going along his beliefs or?
No, I like those guys used to troll me. I used to like debate most of them.
Oh, they would troll you. Okay, what's
like they're not. QB. I'm cool with them, but we're like we disagree on like 80% of stuff. Like because he thinks game doesn't exist at all. He's like a passport bro, but he flaunts his like passport bro results as if they're the same as getting them in America, which I think is like disingenuous.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Because I noticed you talk about trolls a lot. I remember you kind of quoted because we were talking about like, I'm gonna leave racism out of it because I know it's not racism, but you were kind of saying people are like trolling you. Did you think I was because you said an antagonistic troll. Did you really think I was like some kind of troll? Because I don't think I was
Well,
really
yeah,
trolling.
because the thing is, when you said wheat waffles won the debate, and you didn't, now obviously you're not Blackpill, so like, but the thing is, a lot of Black pillars do kind of agree with you as far as fitness. But when you said wheat waffles won the debate, like only Black pillars said that. Like anybody that either is like red pill or like doesn't know me from a can of paint and just stumbled on the debate, most of them said I won. But of course, most people weren't like, I would say most people that commented during and right after were like either Black pill or they just hated me or whatever. Like they, because a lot of people disliked me and wheat waffles, but they just disliked me a little more. So they said I lost. So I literally thought you were one of them because you're the only non-Black pillar to say that. So
yeah, I got you. I was just no, because I wasn't trolling, and like, I mean, I wouldn't say I like wheat. I'm kind of like neutral. I would say I'm definitely non-biased. Like I said, I recently seen this thing, and then I saw he was rating people and taking their faces, and I guess giving you the breakdown. Your cheekbones are a 5. Your thing is like, I don't know, man. I think it's a little, but yeah, no, I mean,
there's nothing less gay than men rating other men's cheekbones.
yeah, I was gonna say guys rating guys. I mean, shit, I don't know. It's not really. But yeah, no, I do think we disagree on some more things. I'm trying to see because there was a lot. I know we were kind of like typing up paragraphs at least before the debate. Okay, I also see you kind of throw this out. So I'm gonna question. I see you kind of calling a lot of people like incels and bozos. What exactly, like, where do you get that basis from? And I'm not talking about those guys or whatever, but like I mean from like that, like I guess it was like an orgy of, was it black pillars? Because it was just one big panel I saw, and you said they were ganging up on you. So like, just because kind of like they were kind of ganging up on you, what made you feel like they were quote unquote like bozos or incels? I'm just trying to understand this a little
most
bit
of
more.
my early debates were literally with Black pillars and literal incels. Now, again, if you want to be technical, then yes, some of them are like failed normies. Like they're not really, they're like quasi Black pillars. Like QB, for example, he gets women, but like he has trouble dating in certain, like in America, he can succeed in like Vegas or California if he specifically comes to like short Latina chicks. So obviously he's not an incel, right? He's able to date some type of demographic of women, but unless he goes to like South America or Mexico or something, he has trouble dating any, like if he was like in New York City or Miami with Alex or something, I'm pretty sure QB would have pretty terrible results if he came at like any non-Latina chick. Based on what I've seen from his videos. So again, he's technically not an incel, but because even fake cell, there's probably disagreement
fake
among
cells?
like.
I'm sorry. What is a fake cell? I'm just trying to understand.
So that's a term. That's a term that I don't know who made it up, but like it basically means like some of these Black pillars that you see complaining about like being like unattractive to women or getting no matches, and then you'll see their actual face. And they look like just like you or me or Alex, like they're a normal guy. They're not short or anything, but they're just super socially awkward, and they'll blame it on their looks. Somebody just coined a term. Now I don't remember who like said it first, but like I guess failed normie is another version. Like it's basically guys who aren't like massively deformed. They don't have any like crippling mental illness or anything. They're literally just complaining about their looks when it's probably like they're just socially awkward. They have no presence or assertiveness. Like it's just a bunch of things. Their body might just be average or below average or whatever. But you look at their face and you're like, bro, I can name like 5 things that are the real issue.
But hang on, is there a disagreement here?
I disagree because he's kind of just throwing labels, kind of like judging a book by its covers. Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Greg, remember these people I actually was in back and forth with. So like QB is like, it wasn't like QB that was the first time I saw him.
Yeah,
I saw him in multiple debates on Alex's channel, on like other Blackpill channels, like before I even debated him myself. So it wasn't like, I was just, because normally when I throw around that term, it's normally to those guys that are either like a failed normie or whatever.
Got you. Maybe I'm not hip because I'm not familiar with some of the terminology, and I will say I don't know who QB was, But was he the one saying that Kevin Ray Wilder like faked his like cold approaches or his sex
Yeah,
tapes or
he was
something?
like he always asked for Kevin to show receipts.
Oh
And
man, Kevin should just make an OnlyFans, dude. They'll probably take care of that problem. But all jokes aside, let's stay on topic. So what I disagree about, and this is kind of just my take, is I don't think you should just be judging people. You know what I mean? Because some people can call me an incel. Like fuck it, who cares? Maybe this dude doesn't have 100 lay count, but it's like, you kind of want to. I get it. You were going back and forth, but my argument is like you shouldn't really judge someone based on like kind of like what you're getting. Maybe you're getting some incel vibes, but they could be a fucking player. You never know, right? Like, who knows? Maybe, playing devil's advocate, maybe John Anthony, actually has 3K lay count or whatever, right? We can't really judge him.
Well, I didn't call him an incel.
No,
like,
I know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to get at, right?
If I use it, I literally, I don't even mean it. Most of the time I use it, it's not even a pejorative. I'm being literal. I'm like, especially when it's guys commenting on my videos and they're taking stances and they're taking stances as far as the dating market, and then when you show them evidence that proves that it's at least questionable, and they have barely any social experience, they barely get out the house, they think just them going to work and coming back is like
general rule of thumb. If you disagree with Stefan, you're an insult.
Yeah, unless you're John Anthony, because
every cell, everybody's.
It's over for everyone watching.
Damn, dude.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's where I disagree, and I know we kind of disagree. Also, okay, let me ask you this: what do you feel is better? Are you more a fan of online game or cold approach? Do you hate cold approach or something?
I hate cold approach in the day. If
Why?
You're asking me, just because it's cold. Because like for instance,
even in the summer.
Oh yeah, but like let's just as an example, let's say I'm at Starbucks, right? Like at lunchtime or whatever. So it's a bunch of professional chicks that are like at the same Starbucks or whatever. Mm-hmm. If she gives me like signals, or like I'm already standing next to her in line and she's looking at me or something, or there's something like that happens to be funny to acknowledge, like that's going on around us, I don't even look at that as cold, because even though technically it's in the daytime, and I don't know her, it's, to me, that's still lukewarm to me. So like when I say cold approach, I mean, I hate the idea of like, I'm literally just going to work or something, and I literally have to stop what I'm doing and cold approach a chick who hasn't even got the chance to see me because she's walking to work, and the way she got off the train, she didn't even notice me. So I literally have to walk up to this chick, quote unquote, cold approach her, when I already meet more than enough women without having to do that. Like the last time I enjoyed that was when I was like in my early 20s and late teens. So it was literally fun doing it. It was like, okay, we can approach chicks at the mall. It was just normal for like high school and college kids and even like early 20s guys to do. It's like you're out in the daytime a lot. There's, college chicks and chicks that are a little older than you that are already out in situations where it's normal to talk to a chick. So like, I just don't like the idea that people are recommending all these socially awkward guys do these mass numbers of approaches. It's just because to me, I didn't have to do that. So why would I recommend it to a guy that's even more socially awkward than me and didn't have all those warm approaches that I had to offset? So like, even when I was younger and I did cold approach, not only was it actually fun and it was more age appropriate, but like I had so many warm successes to offset it. Even if my cold approaches were 0%, it wouldn't have affected my body count that much. It would, like, instead of 51, it probably would have been like 33 or something. So it's not really, to me, like after you do it to a point where you kind of know where you stand and you're comfortable doing it, to me, at that point, you should only do it when you genuinely want to do it. So if I'm out in the daytime and I see a chick that fits my exact taste, like she's literally the body type, the hair, like whatever, the exact niche that I like, then yeah, that chick I might actually cold approach. But other than that, if I just see another 6 or 7 and it's the same, she looks like the same 6s or 7s that I already know in my social circle, I already can meet at any happy hour or beer garden or Or
let me pose a question for you, Stefan.
so I'm not against it completely, but I wouldn't recommend it to everybody.
Right.
If you're socially awkward, how do you become less socially awkward without doing cold approach?
Well, I don't think socially awkward guys should be using cold approach as their like first step. It's
What do
like
you think they should do?
Yeah.
they should have a social circle like everybody else.
But they're socially awkward. They don't have a social circle. Like
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty introverted. I'm pretty weird. Everybody nitpicks about me rambling all the time, and I have all these Chad and Chad-like friends. So clearly, you don't have to be completely debonair and popular. Like,
yeah, but
I have a lot of friends that are more popular than me, and a lot of Blackpillers wouldn't even understand. Like, oh, why are they friends with this normie? So you don't got to be perfectly suave and socially calibrated to have like this same friend circle has.
Have like a rambling fetish. They just get off on like being rambling. I think that's a little different. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like if you don't, but okay, but what if you're a socially awkward guy and you don't have a social circle because you don't have any friends in your city? Would you at that point think it's a good idea to do cold approach, especially if that person's not getting any matches on dating apps?
Well, yeah, then at that point you have no choice.
Okay.
But then even then, with that person, if I was like one of these dating coaches, I would tell them to, again, make it as lukewarm as possible. So instead of just approaching chicks going to the mall where all they want is an attractive dude or like a social guy they can link up with later or whatever, I would tell him to at least meet chicks where it's targeted. So it's like maybe it's some random like anime event at a comic book store and it's kind of a mixed group and there's some like hipster women there that don't look bad, but they're kind of more forgiving because they're already kind of into some weird guys. Or whatever you go to like in Philly, there's I mean Greg knows it, but like to the Black.
Yeah, we're in the same town. Funny enough,
but like if you're not in a big city like Philly, like if there's some targeted events that go on in your mid-sized city or whatever that you can take advantage of, at least it's more selective. So like let's say you kind of fit the hipster stereotype, but you're literally only a 5, you would probably have more success at that comic book anime event about My Hero Academia or whatever chicks watch. I don't know, but like you probably have more luck there or meeting a chick that's in a Comic-Con or something, as opposed to going to a mall or like a popular bar where it's not really a lot of the chicks that you're approaching. They don't even fit your niche. So I would still tell them to mix in as many warmer type approach or lukewarm approaches.
Okay, got it. Okay. Is there anything else, Greg, that you guys disagree on?
Yeah, I wanted to add to that. So I actually agree with you, Alex. I disagree with Steph. And I think like if you're socially awkward, push yourself out of the comfort zone. Maybe you'll look like a weirdo. Maybe you'll be judged. I mean, I have people fucking say all sorts of shit to me. I mean, somebody was like in the chat, yo, Greg, your jokes aren't funny. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you just got to have that like mentality where you can just shake stuff off. And it's like, like kind of push yourself outside of that comfort zone, like approach a girl. You know how many times I've been rejected, and I, wouldn't say I'm mainly doing cold approach, but I've been rejected a lot. Like who hasn't, but I definitely took away some like valuable lessons, whereas if I didn't approach or didn't put myself into like, situations where I feel uncomfortable, then I would have like not gotten a lesson out of it. I think like, warm approaches are cool, but like, why not do cold approach? Challenge yourself. So that's where I feel like I disagree with Stefan on.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would add is because there was a Blackpiller, Jacked and Stack, that's who it was. He made a video on this, and he was saying that cold approaching is self-improvement or something like that. He was kind of advising people like what they can, like the improvements they can make if that's the way, instead of worrying about the actual like getting the number, if you're doing it for the purpose of self-improvement. So just getting the experience itself is what's fulfilling about it or whatever, or what helps improve you in the long run. I'm not against that, but like when I was doing cold approaches, yeah, that rejection builds your confidence and you're kind of, after a while, you're just comfortable with it. But to me, I got just as much improvement from the other approaches. Like just because they weren't the harshest, like just because I approached a group of girls that made it obviously clear they wanted me to approach rather than the group that would have been harder to approach. I don't think like, I guess you can say, yeah, it builds confidence or whatever, but like, I don't know. It just seems I got more self-improvement out of the warm environments where like, and actually even like my friend zone relationships with chicks where like, I was just a friend and like, maybe I didn't mess around with her for a super long time. Like even that a lot of times is more valuable than me doing like just 50 random cold approaches. But I guess we see that differently. So, but also I don't want to weird people out. Like I think a socially awkward guy that's just super socially awkward, like he gets rejected every single time. He's a literal like incel in terms of like, let's say a 25-year-old or 30-year-old version. So he's literally just has never even got close to losing his V card. That type of guy, to me, it's kind of entitled to just like, if I was a dating coach, it's kind of entitled for me to recommend someone like that to just approach 25 women a day or whatever, like Lucario or these other guys will say. To me, that's entitled of me to assume that 25 women want to be bothered by this random dude approaching them. So that's why if you see me approaching a girl during the day, the reason my success rate is so high is because I probably fit her niche. She was probably so warm to me in the first place because maybe she likes tall, lanky guys or, you know, guys that run track or whatever. And she's like 5'6". So, you know, me being 6'1" is, you know, more than enough for her. So,
oh my God, I heard you're the best rambler in Philly. We want to talk for 4 hours.
Yeah. When are you Greg, bro? Shit.
Oh yeah, Greg, you might agree with that. What I just said, I don't know.
No, I do agree. I just seen it's kind of funny. The fake Mexican cell guy is in the chat. Self-made, was that him?
Yep, self-made QB.
Damn, dude, you got haters everywhere. Yeah, no, I agree. But here's why I disagree, though. I will say, I think like definitely put yourself, you know, outside of your comfort zone. Like you don't have to like always cold approach. Like no one's holding a gun to your head. Like, yo, you better cold approach. Like, you know, put yourself in, you know, uncomfortable situations. Eventually you'll get, you know, you still have the anxiety, but it'll get a little bit like less anxiety inducing. You know, you're kind of just, you're networking. I kind of do agree with that part. You know, you're building social circle, stuff like that. You know, some people might like whatever, tall black guys, Asian guys, white guys, it doesn't matter. Everybody has preferences. But I will disagree on just like kind of the aspect of like it's not a necessity. I believe like, you know what I mean? It definitely benefits you. I think there's more takeaways you can get from cold approach. And I mean, most of my results are from online game, but that's one thing I've been kind of pushing myself to do is like talk to more girls, do some more cold approaches. I'm not, you know, the biggest fan of it, but I'm like, you know, it's definitely increasing my not only social skills, I would say just, you know, other aspects of my life, my confidence, you know, my discipline, just stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna stand against my beliefs with
guys,
that.
I do want to open up the chat. So let's maybe do another 5 minutes of just you guys, and I'll open it up so other people can come on.
Yeah, definitely. No worries, man. So I guess last point or whatever, right? One or two whatever points we can get. Is there anything else you'd say we disagree on, Stefan?
I think we probably disagree on like what is the most important in SMB. I don't know how to what extent, but like me, like I could list, like I said, I don't even include money on the list. But if you want my top ones, I mean, obviously looks, height, and body are the obvious ones, right? That's the bulk of it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna looks, height, and body and the phenotype.
Yeah, definitely.
That's, I guess that's your ultimate base because that's just what you are, how tall you are, your features, your cheekbones, all whatever. So that's your base dating pool is gonna be mostly based on that plus your presence. So whether you want to call it presence or swag or whatever, if you put those two together, they probably account for more than like you know, having a nice social circle so you can, you know, you're accessible to more chicks or like, you know, you're being funny or being empathetic or something like that. But like, I would say those are like the biggest ones because that's your base dating pool. The chicks who just, they like your niche. They like what your base level of what you are without like money maxing or status maxing, becoming a celebrity or anything like that. Then I guess if you want to go a little lower but still high, like pre-selection is obviously probably super high, because that's just, it's like a mixture of social proof and it's just like proof of concept. So it's like if you have a rich dating history and like you have a big social circle, women that see your Instagram or something or meet you out and about, it's not really a question of are you able to attract women, or like how quote unquote valuable you are to women, because you have so much pre-selection that it's kind of not even a question. So I do think that's high, but I mean, of course, being assertive is good. Physicality is good.
Right.
Because like if you're at a club and you're just comfortable dancing or whatever, or just being in the presence of women, making contact, whatever, even if you're not really good at dancing, stuff like that, obviously you're going to do well in that club environment where like the volume's so loud that the guy that's a great talker, he has to kind of pull her to the bar or something. So you can kind of do well at the bar and on the dance floor. So of course physicality is good, but yeah, money, stuff like status. I think status is kind of weird, because I do think it depends on your status. So I think it doesn't matter for most guys in the middle, but obviously if you're an outlier, that's different. If you know, if you're a D1 athlete, if you're a YouTuber,
let's get to the point, bro. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you disagree in terms of what matters, Greg. That's my last point.
I got you. All jokes aside, here's why I disagree though. Like, yeah, your physicality does matter, but it's not like, I don't know, because status, it's like, I don't think status really matters. Like, I'm not saying, if you're like fucking DJ Khaled, yeah, you can fuck, if you're Vitaly Starovitsky, shit, dude, you probably, pull left and right? But like, in terms of that, I don't think, it's a big deal. Like, it helps to have money, but then you have a lot of money, you're more open to gold diggers, you're kind of just like, yo, I just pulled up in like whatever, my Porsche, like blah, blah, blah. Like you're attracting more of those girls. Now, it's smart to like recognize that so you can avoid, all the gold diggers and stuff like that. But I think like, yeah, it's like, because, girls are just in general, it's like they see with their eyes. So they're going to notice, your height, how you look, whatever. But I think like you can kind of like get past that. And I know some people will say, oh, no, you're ugly, cope. Like I see people throwing that out there. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a cope. Like that's I kind of disagree. I think like, you can be, maybe you'll have a little bit of a hard time if you're like some 400-pound, whatever guy. But hey, even some people with good game, they can get it. Like I was watching, Alex's video where that like disabled guy managed to get laid. I think looks and everything else aside there, it didn't really matter, because he had a mission in mind and, he accomplished it. So I feel like, I strongly disagree with some of the aspects that you preach in terms of SMV. I do agree, like Stefan, that is, I do agree, like height and all that, like base looks matter, but like some of the other stuff, I feel like it's a little bit extra in my opinion. But
well, I think like, for example, not to go in another monologue, I'll keep it short. But swag, just for one, like swag/presence, I think that beats game for the most part. I think if you have one guy and the looks are equal, and one guy's technical game isn't great, but his presence is just better. Like if you analyze every line of what he did, it's not as great, and women let him slide with stuff. But the other guy he's competing with is equally like, it's they're the same type, everything. But he is seen as like lame or corny, even if he's really witty and like he was just like what he was saying was really like like unique or whatever. If his energy isn't seen the same as the other guy, that game stuff is not going to matter. So I don't know if you agree, but I don't think so. To answer your question, or to answer your point about like when you're saying money and all that, I think that guy, even if he was money max, it still wouldn't matter, because like I said, the presence of the other guy is going to being that the looks were equal. That's swag. That's going to give him the sex appeal. That's going to make him win. So, SMB, if Black Pillars agreed with what I put, like what I think is important, then I wouldn't be against their, their argument. But they kind of lean way too much into like, I think theirs is just look, money, status. So I think yours is probably a little more nuanced than that, obviously. But either way, I think now I'm not saying game is bad, obviously. I've had times where it helped. Obviously, like being witty in real time, it kind of bailed me out from saying something stupid before, but I was able to recover super quick. Or I can entertain a group by myself. So like if I was out with friends, I could approach a group and by myself, and then my friends could come in later, and the women could literally choose which one. So I'm not saying it's not important at all, but I do think presence is more important than game.
Okay, let me open up the convo. So so I'm gonna post a link in the chat, but only come on if you disagree with something, either me or Stefan or Greg. Like if you just agree, like, you know, obviously we appreciate it, but like that won't be that exciting. So just come on if you have like something interesting to add, or you disagree, or whatever. So I posted the link in the chat. Let's do it. No, you guys can keep going, I guess, while we wait for the people to come on. Oh, we got the first person already.
Let's do this.
Oh shit! What's good, y'all?
What's up, Tim Ray?
What's up? You don't even look like anybody else. I can't make a joke back.
What's going on, dude? You decide to put on the mask for the debate?
Yeah. So
you can't.
Oh no, I'm outside. I'm walking to the store. So if I break up, it's gonna get better in like 5-10 minutes. I'm walking to the McDonald's right now.
Well, just come on, dude, when you're ready. You don't have to like fucking. We'll be up.
All right, cool.
That was quick.
All right, yeah. So, guys, I posted the link in the description. So, yeah, if anyone has anything to add, or there's some substantial disagreement for anyone in the chat, you feel free to come up. All right, yeah, you guys can keep going.
Yeah, Greg, I don't know if you agree with the swag thing. I was going to also say with SMV, as far as the red pillars, I disagree with. I think they're actually even worse than the black pillars, because got like a First Man and there's some other ones I can't think of, like High Value Essentials is another channel.
Interesting.
They think that like money and stuff is so impactful that like you could be a 40 or 50-year-old guy and just you having money means your SMV will be like the same as like a guy that's 28 to 32 who looks way better, but just is not as has nowhere as near the same amount of money.
Right.
But I don't think that's the case. I think red pillars get it even worse. Like their SMV, they think literally game and money makes up like, it seems like half of the equation or something.
I see where you're coming from. I mean, I'm not really familiar with most of those red pill channels. I mean, like, there's so many different pills. I didn't even know there was a purple pill, like, because I know you kind of said you were like somewhat of a purple pillar. Was that just like?
Oh yeah, it basically means I'm seriously monogamous, like, or what was it? Serially, not seriously.
Oh,
serially monogamous.
Right.
Okay, but I'm like red pill aware.
Gotcha. So, yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know, like, because how I got into game was, like, kind of weird. It's like, I used to watch, like, simple pickup.
Who are you monogamous with? Like, you have a girlfriend, or is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, not right at this moment, but I'm saying, like, I prefer.
Oh, you're more of a relationship type, right?
Yeah,
so you're not a fuck
like,
boy. Okay.
Even when I'm single, I don't have, like, a rotation of 4 or 5 chicks.
Stefan wants to find a really nice girl he can settle down with so he can rant at her before bed.
Exactly. They can practice monologues together.
Let's tell
that this week, though. Hey.
Let's have Javier.
Yeah, I think me and Greg agree on more than he thought.
Well, I told you guys in the chat.
70-30 maybe?
I called that. I was like, I bet you guys are going to disagree way more than this is literally what I was saying from the start. That's usually how it goes, kind of the feeling I had. But let's let Javier. So yeah, man, what did you want to say?
Yeah. So one of the things I would say that I disagree on is that I think looks are number one. I don't know if you guys have the same stance or not. I think looks are the main factor on how well you'll do in dating, especially in the U.S. Obviously, if you go to a third world country, then I think looks don't matter that much when you go overseas. But I mean, I'm talking about here in the States or countries like Canada or, like advanced countries in Europe. I still think that looks are the determining factor.
So do you think that looks are more important than status and fame?
Well, if you're trying to get 10s, then probably not. I think the 10s are going to go after like money and status, of course, but I'm talking about like, getting girls who are like 7s, 8s, and possibly 9s. I think looks are still number one.
Well, what about if you have a guy like me who's like maybe a 6 or 6.5 versus Jonah Hill, but he's famous? Which one of us do you think can get more girls, assuming everything else is equal?
Who did you say?
Jonah Hill, the fat, ugly guy who's like looks like he's like fucking, like, I don't know, just a
His
fucking
biggest
turd.
movie was Superbad, right? I think.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
out of the
Jonah Hill,
recent
yeah.
ones,
I
I
mean,
think.
honestly, man, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not saying that status can't like halo you a bit, but I also know looks can halo you a bit as well. So I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the halo effect. It would be like, for example, if I approached a girl and a guy who's a Chad approached a girl and we both said the same thing, she's probably going to view me as a creep, whereas she's going to view the Chad as like, like, wow, that guy's amazing. And, she already starts to attach positive traits onto him, but it just depends on the girl, because some girls don't care about status or they don't care about money, that's just been my experience with girls here in the States,
What percentage of the equation do you think game is?
I mean, honestly, I would say about 10%.
10%? You think it's
Yeah.
10%?
Well, yeah, I saw a video
Damn.
on YouTube. And this guy, he used pictures of a Chad, and this guy was just saying a bunch of nonsense to girls, and they were still responding back to him. And he was just saying like all kinds of crap, and they were still responding positively to him. So that's why I say it's about 10%.
So do you think if I had an identical twin, right, like everything was identical in terms of looks, but I have a shitload of game and he has no game, there would only be a 10% difference in our results?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Really?
because here's the thing. Like I said, it all comes back to that halo effect. I believe in it. I've experienced it. For example, I would message girls on Snapchat. Some girls on Tinder leave their Snapchat in their bio. They're talking to me, but then they tell me to send me a selfie. And as soon as I send them a selfie, they block me. So clearly my game wasn't the problem, because they were messaging me, right? But as soon as I sent them a picture, I'm blocked. So, I mean, unless a photo of my face is game, then I don't know exactly. I'm just going based off of my experiences. Why would they block me?
No one is denying that looks matters, but you
Right.
think it's 10%. How would you explain that for like most of my life I got zero pussy, now I get a lot of pussy despite my looks being more or less the same? Like, how would you account for that?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how you were in the past, or I don't know if you were overweight, in shape, not in shape. I mean,
let's pull up pictures of me. Hang on, let's go to my Instagram.
He was a quote unquote skinny cell like me, and Stefan, I would say.
All these skinny cell terms. Well, actually, I don't have any pictures of me too early on, but basically, I had less muscle, I had more hair. That's basically. I've looked the same since I was like 17. I have more tattoos now, more muscle. I have less hair, and I'm older, and my skin is a little wrinklier. But I was getting no pussy for a very long time, and now I get a lot of pussy. So how would you account for that?
More muscle.
So you think the difference is just the muscle? That's the only reason?
I mean, I think so. I mean, like I said, I've also did Tinder experiments where I would, put different pictures of other guys. And I mean, I know you guys don't deny looks don't matter, but I just think they matter a lot more than people think. Like, let's be realistic here. Like a guy who's 5'5" and bald and weighs 300 pounds, does he really have a chance even with the best game? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, he does. I mean, I did a video the other day where I showed a guy who's who has cerebral palsy.
I was actually the one who messaged you on WhatsApp. You responded to me. Yeah. I actually responded back, and I said that it looks like he lives in a Middle Eastern country, and I mean, props to him. That's still incredible. I'm not denying that that's not a win, but from what I could tell, the female is Asian, and I could tell just by her writing that English isn't her first language, and she must. I don't know where she's from. I would assume she's probably from the Philippines, Thailand, or Vietnam. And again, I still think that guys, that are doing not so well in their country, they go to one of those countries and they start doing well. So,
I mean, you don't think even an Asian is impressive for a guy that like?
No, it's impressive.
It's like that guy from Breaking Bad or whatever, Walter Jr. or something like that.
That's impressive. I mean,
this guy's worse than Walter Jr.
Yeah, exactly. Wait.
You can understand this guy. You can barely understand.
No, that's impressive. I'm not saying that's not impressive, but like if you were to try to do that here, I don't know if he would be able to, get a girl here. That's my only
How
I guess
would
we-
you
Kevin's
how would you
friend
account
that
for
was-
my business partner Indian P getting laid? He's not that good looking, right?
What's that?
How would you account for my business partner Indian P getting laid? Like he's not that good looking, right? Like you wouldn't say my you wouldn't say
I don't know who your partner is.
Oh, okay. I'll pull him up
Yeah.
right now. Hang on a second.
He's not familiar with Indian PE. Damn.
He's a bald Indian. He's a bald Indian guy. Hang on, let me find him.
He's the best tech specialist in the area.
Is he? What kind of quality is he getting? I mean, I haven't even seen the guy yet.
Hey,
but
how
what kind of
tall is
quality?
Indian P?
He's getting some hot girls. I saw the chick.
Is he like 5'11", 6 foot? He's like taller than average, right?
He's 5'10".
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen.
I mean, I'm 6'1", and I still struggle with women here. So I mean, I don't really think height matters that much either. You know, I mean, it does matter, but I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I still think face and body are like the it's like the main thing when it comes to looks. I mean, I've seen guys who are 5'7", but they're fucking jacked and shredded, and they do pretty well, you know. So
Well, let me ask you this question: if you think, while I pull this guy up, if you think that like body is really important, and I mean this with no offense, but how come you're like overweight? Like, if that's the most
no. I mean, yeah. So that's something I've been working on. You know, it takes time. I'm down 40 pounds so far, but I mean, I'm trying to get shredded. You know, I was thinking of using testosterone just to help out, but I don't want to go down that route. I mean, I know once I get shredded, it's game over. I mean, I'm going to get girls left and right. I have no doubt about that. And I actually want to document that, but it's going to take me about a year to get to where I want to be. So that's the only thing I'm going to change. I'm not going to,
Okay.
you know.
Here he is. Look at this pussy slayer. Look at this guy. He's
Damn,
fucking,
he's a stud.
I would rate him like a 5. He's 5'11". He's kind of skinny fat. He's got
He used to be skinny, right? Yeah.
No, he used to be fat. Like this is what he.
Oh, for real?
Let me find a picture what he
Oh,
used to look like. I've been like helping him work out a little bit and shit, so he's gotten a little better. But yeah, this is him like skinny fat. He looks a little better now that he shaves his head. But yeah, anyway, but this guy has pulled some really hot chicks. How would you account for that?
I don't know. I don't want to say that he hasn't. I don't want to say that he
Black
has.
magic,
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He definitely has because I live with him, so I see the girls like I see with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Could you give us an
Yeah,
example?
he definitely pulls. I've seen his lay reports.
If you actually don't believe it, in our product we have a video where he's like doing a pussy eating demonstration on a girl. You can actually see the girl. She's quite hot. You know, I'm actually getting her accidentally pregnant a few days ago, so now she has to get an abortion. That's a story in of itself. But the point is that in order to get a girl pregnant, you have to be able to fuck her. So yeah, we were doing a live stream 3 days ago, and him and one of my other friends pulled a bunch of girls. You saw them on the stream. So yeah, I mean, like I think there's plenty of evidence. We have a bunch of lay reports on the website, videos of him pulling chicks. So like, what would be your like explanation of that?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I would be a bit skeptical. I mean, I don't know him at all. I mean, if that's the case, I would definitely like to get advice from that guy because I mean, if I see a guy pulling girls and they're, I had a bunch of Blackpillers rate me. I kind of got obsessed with this thing, and Wheat Waffles rated me a 3 out of 10, and then some other guy rated me a 4.25, and another guy rated me a 4.75. I understand it's objective, but I mean, if I see a guy in the States, who's
your only issue is that you're like really overweight. Other than that, you're not like a terrible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and it's kind of messed up because it's like overweight girls, they have a shit ton of options, and all of a sudden because I'm overweight, I don't even I don't get
dating
any
market is fucked up.
Well, it's kind of like my old business partner was fat. He was like 280. David Swift. He used to get laid. Yeah, but he was getting laid in spite of himself, not because he was fat, obviously. But he's kind of the exception. His game was like really good in a lot of ways. He was also like extremely manipulative.
I only had one.
Good old David Swift.
What kind of evidence would you need to see in order to change your position?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I probably wouldn't need any evidence. I mean, I don't think you guys would lie about that.
Like if I send you a video of him banging a chick, would that suffice?
Yeah, that would definitely.
Okay,
yeah, I mean,
I'll send it after the debate. I'll have to look it up. But
wait, Alex, were any of those chicks 9s, like he said? Because that's my only disagreement. When he went out of his way to say that some of them were 9s, that's where I kind of Because if he would have just said, "Oh, they're 6s, they're 7s, even 8s," okay, maybe. But like when he said 9 specifically, I'm like,
first of all, there's really not that big of a difference between banging an 8 and banging a 9. That's not like it's like some kind of major level up in game. I've seen him bang all kinds of girl. He does have standards, so he doesn't go below 6. I've seen him bang chicks that I would call a 6.5. But I've also seen him bang chicks that I would definitely call 9s. It really, really runs the gamut. But yes, I've seen him. Me and my girlfriend and our other friends have seen him bang hot girls. We have like an inside joke that my girlfriend says that his standards are higher than mine, which I disagree with, but that's her opinion. So yeah, he does bang. He definitely does bang. So like the chick in the pussy eating video is definitely like the pregnant chick. She's definitely like, I would say an 8.5 or even 9. Like she's hot for sure. Like I don't know how you could look at that chick and like not think she's hot. She's like, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna say all the chicks he bangs are 9s. No, there's like some 7s in there for sure. Yeah, I would say it runs the gamut. I think he has gotten better recently. Like he's becoming more and more picky. I've seen him like turn down girls who I would totally bang. Like I've seen him like pull chicks, and then I'm like, "Oh, did you bang the chick?" He's like, "Nah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, bro." I was like, "What the fuck? You see the ass on that chick?" He was like, "Yeah, bro, but her eyebrows were like, oh man." So he's gotten real fucking spoiled lately. He's like fucking nitpicking on all things.
Wait, so he has better game than you, Alex?
I wouldn't say he has better game than me. He just goes out way more. Like I never go out. He goes out like very often, and he dedicates like 10,000% more of his energy on pickup than I do. I basically don't dedicate any energy of my life at this point. The only thing I dedicate any energy to is maybe having a threesome, but that's about it. In terms of like being new chicks, it's extremely limited for me.
Looking for a third, exactly. Yeah.
So I think it comes down to it comes with effort. When I was doing game, I was pulling some hot tricks, but yeah, I just haven't done much of it in a while. And that's for
Alex got hit with the purple pill. It's okay, man.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's
cool, man. I'm not judging. No,
it's not like me being a bitch. It just kind of lost its fun for me a little bit.
No, I hear that.
But yeah, but keep in mind, I've been doing this for like a decade. But alrighty, Javier, do you have anything else to add?
No, just that if that's legit, then I mean it gives me hope, it gives me hope. But yeah, that's about it.
It's definitely legit. Yeah, just shoot me a text after this and I'll send you one of the pornos.
Okay.
At the very least, you'll get a nice jerk off session from it.
Yeah, I also want to add to that, like if you're really serious about like losing weight and like transforming your body, maybe look into like a personal trainer. It might be like you're budging towards it, but it pays off a lot in the long run. Like imagine you lost 40 pounds by yourself. Imagine how much you could lose with like an actual personal trainer. Like I was actually even looking into this. So just like,
yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks,
all right, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Good job. All right, let's bring on. We got, I guess, a girl. Hello.
We do have a girl.
Do this.
What's that midnight right
Okay, I feel like I'm disrespecting most of the female population by even fucking being on here. This is just disgusting. Like y'all just got small energy. Like you make the sole focus of your life just fucking getting girls, and like whether it's like your game or like your attractiveness level or your body, like try again. No fucking girl likes that shit.
Really? I guess my girlfriend doesn't like it either, right?
I think she wants to join. Would you be able to fly her out? She might go for a threesome.
Do you think she's just with me because out of pity, or what's your theory on that?
I don't know why. Maybe she just has no self-respect. Who the fuck knows? But
no self-respect argument. It's been a while since I heard that one. You think my girlfriend has no self-respect?
No, I just think your arguments out here are like kind of fucking disgusting. Like, oh, like my roommate gets all these fucking chicks. Like, no. Like, get another life.
You don't think my roommate gets chicks?
No, I know he probably gets chicks, but I'm just saying, like, it's gross. Like, is that all you guys just talk about up here?
So, well, I mean, you do realize this is a pickup and dating channel, right? What do you want to talk about? Like,
I know, but fucking...
You want us to talk about like fucking
whirling? I think the code to crack it is to just not give a fuck. Honestly, just don't even try. And girls love that shit.
Yeah, I mean that was great. If you were wait, who's got the echo in the background? I hear some echo.
That might be hers.
Is it mine?
Let me say something. No, I think it's fine now. Yeah, I mean that's a great theory if you're a guy who's getting laid, but if you're a guy who's not getting laid, then not giving a fuck, you're just going to be exactly where you are. You have to give a fuck to get better at something. You can't get better at something by not giving a fuck.
Well, you gotta kind of like go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna add counter argument to that. So how she's saying is disgusting guys only talk about girls. What about when girls talk about getting dick? the other end of the spectrum that nobody wants to address, the white elephant in the room. Girls like, oh, I banged this guy, he's so hot. Do you think that wouldn't be disgusting? Isn't that kind of like a little double standard-ish, would you say?
You know what, Greg? You and the double standards. Well, it's not like we don't we don't talk about it in that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not like, oh, like, we don't have to try hard, honestly. Girls is pretty fucking easy. But I guess guys do have to try. But, like, the way in which you guys are trying right now is not going to get you any girls. Like, when I'm on Tinder, like, I'm really looking for guys with, like, some game and some level of attractiveness. But, like, you know, when you are trying hard and, like, being, or like, acting, like, really, like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Like, I get so many chicks. Like, I'll have guys do that on my Tinder. They'll be like, oh, yeah, fuck so many chicks. Like, ew. Like, you're getting unmatched. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you do realize it's like a meme, like in the pickup community, that like whenever you ask a girl for dating advice, they just say like, "Oh, just don't try or just be yourself." That's like a meme at this point.
Exactly.
It is kind of a meme. I mean, I think you have to try to a certain extent, but like, I think it's like kind of like a don't try type of thing. Like, don't try super hard, but like try a little bit, be yourself, get yourself out there, but don't like be like a try hard like.
But what's wrong with guys getting together and discussing game and seduction and pickup? Like, what's the issue with that?
I mean, I think it's fine to a certain extent, but then you start to like objectify women almost. Like, then you talk about how fat their asses are, then you start.
That's going back to like the arguments that the SJW TikTokers, you know, because I watched the debates Alex has with the SJWs, and just the arguments they throw are just crazy. They're like, you're promoting manipulation, you're promoting this, you're promoting that. I'm like, oh my God, like, do you guys not watch the videos? Like, are they just watching Fresh and Fit or like listening to Rolo? Like, I just don't understand.
I think it also has to do with what you're looking for too. Like, if you're just looking for a hookup, sure, that's fucking fine. But if you're looking for a relationship, never gonna fucking work.
Wait, but so if you're saying that there's nothing wrong with having a discussion as long as you're not objectifying women, why do you come in here like fucking swinging like you guys are disgusting?
Because you guys are like, oh, like my roommate has this fucking video of him like giving a tutorial how to eat out a girl. First of all, most of y'all can't even find a clit, so
and I have an OnlyFans.
Clearly, we can't find a clit.
Most of y'all are like, oh, I can find it, and then you go down. And I'm like, yo, that's not that's not it.
Then, according to that logic, shouldn't you want guys to teach other guys how to eat pussy? If you're saying that the problem is a lot of guys can't find the clit, then you should be all in favor of this video because it's teaching men how to eat pussy.
But everyone looks different down there, and I don't think it's really teaching them. I think it's kind of teaching them how to be tools, you know?
But you haven't even seen the video. How do you know? It's literally a straight up tutorial of how to eat pussy.
Send it to me. I'm kidding. Actually do. Send it to me.
Damn.
But did you see what the other guy was saying when he came in?
Which part?
The fat guy. He was saying he's like, oh, it's all look.
Okay, see, right there, that's the problem. Fat guy, not nice. Just kind of asshole.
Is he not fat?
Oh, geez. I wonder what she thinks of Myron, if she thinks that dude's horrible. Yo, look up Fresh and Fit podcast and watch some segments, and then tell me.
No, you know who I watch? I'll watch like Cody Ko make fun of people like you guys. It's fucking hilarious.
Hey, that's cool. I make fun of these SJW all the time too. What?
Exactly.
So is the guy not fat? Like, yes or no?
I mean, like, he's not. I wouldn't call him fat. I would just say like. I mean, I wouldn't say fat. I would say maybe like, but I wouldn't even put those words on it. I just kind of be like, yeah, like not my type.
So what would you use to describe his body type?
I don't know. It was only his face. You never know. Some people got fat faces and they're real skinny.
Okay, you think that guy was skinny? That's what you think.
How do you think he feels about this conversation? Probably not happy.
Well,
let's not reverse gaslight, my man.
The point of the channel isn't to like fucking not hurt people's feelings. Like, just admit it. The guy's fat. Like, he's fucking fat.
Truth hurts. Exactly.
Like, why are you so in denial about this random dude who you don't know being fat?
I mean, sure, maybe he's chunky, but it's. Okay, whatever. But like, what about that argument? What about his body type? Some girls like that.
Exactly. That's always what chicks say. Oh, some girls like that, except not me. It's always not me, but there's other girls out there. Except there is no other girls because all the other girls are like you who don't want a fat ass.
Okay, but body like standards change all the time. Like Kim Kardashian just got her butt implants taken out.
Do you have any friends that you can introduce this fat guy to? Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he also sounded like a douchebag anyway, so I wouldn't introduce any of my friends to him.
Yeah, but if let's say he wasn't a douchebag, you still probably wouldn't because he's fat.
No, I wouldn't. If he was like the sweetest person ever and like super nice and knew how to fucking treat a woman, which like I think is the problem. I think you guys just don't know how to treat women. I think that's the thing. Like I think you just think
Yeah,
we're only like
we're terrible. We don't know how to treat women. You're right.
Greg, you for sure don't know how to treat women.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm
That's for
terrible.
sure.
Let me just jump off that bridge. That what's his face? Sabas told me. Anyways.
You want to go together?
Yeah, let's go. It's a date. All jokes aside, though, I do like the main issue though with like because this is something that I noticed with all the SJWs attacking Alex on TikTok, and it kind of is annoying because I was probably going back and forth with this one SJW. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, "Oh my god, this content is manipulative. It's terrible. It's this." And I'm like, "What exactly is manipulative? He's promoting, that you do this and that." I'm like, "How is he doing it?" And they can't formulate anything that's not a straw man. I mean, go back and watch his debates with other SJWs. It just gets really.
How did you find this channel, Midnight Rider?
No, I know Greg. And he was posting about it all fucking day. All fucking day.
Like,
he wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
She's like, should I join? I'm like, yeah, go in.
And we have to stream at 11:30. Also, if you guys want to join our Twitch stream, hop on.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of Fortniters.
Are you like an SJW, like debater, or what kind of switching are you doing?
What kind of what?
What kind of streaming are you doing?
No, we're just doing fucking Fortnite streaming.
I don't know.
We just fucking argue with Greg. We argue with Greg the whole entire fucking time.
Oh, so you guys have like a little history together.
We have big history together.
The whole thing about some unfinished sexual tension, like is this whole thing just a ploy for you to try to? I don't think you have to try that hard. I think Greg is pretty DTF.
Oh, 100%. I just don't have a romantic balcony. That's the issue.
Did we cut to the heart of it? Oh, we lost her.
If you had more money, you could manage the logistics better, man.
Exactly, dude. You're right, dude. If my OnlyFans takes off, yo, like if I become one of the top content creators, dude, shit, yo, it's about to be a wrap.
That was pretty amazing. Wait, how do you know this girl exactly?
Tinder.
So you guys have hooked up.
You.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really small. It was really small.
Oh, okay, so my speculation was right.
Small. That's okay. If it wasn't as small as it was, I would have never gotten a 100 like count.
So, is this like is Greg like your boyfriend, or what's the status of you two?
Nah,
no fucking way, never.
How many times did you guys do the deed?
Take a guess.
I wasn't there. I wasn't like hiding in the closet. Once. What was real talk? What was Greg's performance like?
Be honest. Put on blast.
Honestly, I was impressed. I thought it would be really shitty.
Oh.
She was expecting the worst. Like she was like, I was like, yo, text me. She was like, if you send me a dick pic, I will like exile you. I was like, yo, chill.
What do you attribute the fact that Greg was not shitty lay to? If you had to take a wild stab at it.
The D pill.
Wait, what did you say?
If you had to take a wild stab at it, what would you attribute the fact that Greg was not a total bad fuck? What would you
WC pill?
What would you attribute his game to, or whatever it is that made you bang him and enjoy the experience? Do you think he just hit his head one day and he just like learned game? Like, do you think it was like an accident, or what do you think? How do you think it happened?
I think he just became like a man whore, honestly.
Oh, wait, is this about did Greg like not call you back or something? Is this what's about?
Oh no, Greg definitely Greg doesn't stop.
Oh.
Well, Greg does a lot of things.
No, I would say your game's from I don't know. I mean, you are pretty sweet. You can be pretty sweet, but then you say some douchebaggery shit, and then I like put you on fucking blast.
I'll shit on your chest.
See, that's the shit he'll say.
But don't you
never like ever
don't you like a guy who's like a little unpredictable?
Yeah.
Do you want
but Greg's got like multiple personalities, unpredictable shit.
Hell yeah.
But do you want a guy who's like super boring, who's like, hello, Midnight Rider, would you like to go out for dinner?
No, I wouldn't like that. I do like being, but then I'm also like, okay, then there's a level of like unhealthy, right? Because then the unpredictable can be really unhealthy, but then girls want like this healthy guy too that is kind of boring, but like will bring the adventure in. But then they're normally boring in bed.
So where's Greg in terms of that?
He's a little fucking crazy, a little toxic too, but he cracks me up.
Crazy.
Yeah, I
Amen.
think you gotta. I think you gotta just cross over to the dark side and just admit
You
that
should. Skate
game-
fast, eat ass.
that playing with fire is awesome and game is a real thing.
Hell yeah.
Sure, game is a real thing. I would agree game's a real thing, but I think some guys try like way too hard.
But who do you think is trying too hard in this panel? The fat guy?
Back to poor high beer.
No, I'm just thinking about my like Tinder matches. That's all I'm really thinking about.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
you
we
kind of
don't
seem
know
like you try too hard, honestly.
We
And
do.
so
or
does
we
the
don't?
other guy. Greg kind of tries, but then he doesn't really try.
Wait, you said we do or we don't?
What?
We do or we don't?
You guys do. You guys try too hard.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
But you're
Well,
also like, I don't see you out and about like doing your thing. Like that's when I like judge people the hardest, is when they're actually like out there trying. And it's fucking so funny. It is so funny.
Can you give me some advice on how I can try less? I want to stop being an insult.
Well, you have a girlfriend, so you're kind of out of the game.
Well, no, we have a one-way open relationship, so I can still fuck other girls.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
See, I'm not the type of girl that could do that. So I don't know. I just say, just be like, don't be like too relaxed. Like try a little bit and like treat the woman with respect.
So
And
your
don't
advice
talk about
is,
their asses like that. Like nobody fucking likes that.
so your advice is to treat the girl with respect. That's how I can. Okay, this goes back to the meme argument.
Well, it's kind of like, it's like treat them with respect. Don't like fucking and like leave, you know, like fucking blast. Because I find that a lot of times you like put it out and then guys like dip.
Right, but in order to fuck her and dip, you have to be able to fuck her first, right?
That's true.
But I'm a
But
try.
some guys will try. So I had a fucking guy cry in my bed the other day. Let me tell you about that.
She's fucking terrible, dude.
Don't
He
make
brought me
Greg jealous.
fucking flowers. He brought my roommate flowers. He like hung out with me the whole day and then just fucked. And then I made him cry in my bed because he was talking to like 4 other girls. And then he like just dipped.
You
And I,
made him.
like,
How did you make him cry? Would you just like make fun of him or something?
Yeah, I did. I just was calling him out left and right. I was like, you're fucking texting other girls like after we just like hung out. Like what the fuck?
I bet your shit is to try to call out guys and just like test them and see how they react to it. You probably like get off on that low key. That smile tells me all I need to know. Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah.
See what the reaction are. Are they gonna gaslight me or not? You know, what's it gonna be?
Right. Do most guys break down?
If they're pussies, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Maud, anything else to add?
No,
Midnight
that's it.
Rider?
That's
Cool.
it.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yes,
You didn't get verified yet.
we'll all get right on that. Was there
Okay,
videos
yeah.
of you? Is there videos of you giving this beautiful dating advice, like just be yourself or be respectful on there? Because I'll subscribe if I can get some dating advice from you.
Yo, I will post them.
Yo, she's
We're gonna
gotta
have a
collab
fucking
with
minion
you.
wedding. That's what we're gonna have. Me and Greg are gonna have a minion wedding.
We're gonna
Okay.
fake a wedding, but I don't think anyone's gonna pay to see that on OnlyFans.
Well, no, they're gonna pay for a honeymoon where you're dressed up as Gru and I'm a minion.
But weird minion porn. All right,
I will definitely subscribe if I can get more dating advice from you. So
Okay, I got you. I got you, boo.
okay, thank you. Boo.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex needs it, man.
I need it. I'm
Oh,
struggling. Okay, I think we got one more person. That was interesting. What a character.
Yeah.
I definitely nailed it in terms of like you just like to test guys, and she's like, yeah. Okay.
She's a wild card. I will say that.
Hello.
Yo,
What's up?
what's up, bro? We've debated, I think, before.
Yeah,
maybe.
I know.
Yeah, you know me, right? Yeah.
How could I ever forget?
Well, I mean, I don't think I was that memorable compared to some other people you've had on,
Well,
like Mr. Slave.
It was pretty memorable.
Yeah.
It was pretty memorable when I had you on and you decided to be a good idea to curse out John Anthony to his face. That was kind of hard to forget.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, no. So I've kind of missed. Fuck, my dad's yelling at me.
Angry, get off the internet. Stop masturbating and do your
He's
goddamn homework.
angry.
Oh,
Yo, I have to be like quiet.
Fetish
You there?
Damn, dude, bedtime.
No, it's
young man.
all right. So yeah, no, I just wanted to propose a couple like spurgy theories because you guys were talking about like some black pill stuff. So just I guess for the three of you. So I guess for younger guys, I don't know, just like anecdotally, I've been noticing like a lot of normies, high tier normies, they dress like very like like I call it TikTok maxing almost. Like they wear like these fucking earrings and stuff, and like they have like very advanced like skincare routines and all that kind of stuff, and they have like the TikTok haircut. And I know, like Alex, I know you advise a lot of your clients to like grow a beard, but I think that's like pretty bad advice, especially for like guys in their early 20s. So what do you guys think of that?
Wait, sorry, I was just catching up on some text. Can you give me the summary again? My bad.
Yeah, sure. The summary is like a lot of these feminine guys. I don't know. I see a lot of them like doing really well, especially like in their early 20s.
How do you know they're doing well though?
I don't know, just like friends of friends and stuff. And by feminine, I don't really mean like personality wise. I just mean like they're very conformist and stuff, and they're yeah, it's like the way they all like dress the same way and listen to the same music. And
like
I don't know.
It's
hard to describe almost.
Oh, he's talking about cute cells, I think.
No more cell. My brain is
play a drinking game. Take a shot every time Stefan says "cell," bro. We all gonna be.
Wait, are you talking about hipsters or are you talking about?
I don't know. Yeah,
like
sort of.
Like e-boys?
Yeah, they're e-boys, but they're not like chads, if that makes sense.
I don't know. Are these people who are like famous or something?
No, dude, they're just like on college campuses and shit, and
like
I see them doing really well.
Poor man's version of Justin Bieber type thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Feminine guys?
You got it. Yeah, like just be gay theory, like unironically.
Well, I've never seen a feminine guy who crushes it with girls personally, and I've seen pretty much everything. So
I don't know. I think that's because you interact with like a much older group of women. I don't know. Maybe you match with like you match with 18-year-olds, Alex?
Yeah, I do.
He goes from I think 18 up until what's the highest you would go, Alex?
I don't know. It depends on how hot the chick is, but if the chick is really hot, I go in the 40s. Like mid 40s, even late 40s if the chick is super duper hot.
I would too, yeah.
But yeah, I bang. I mean, at this point, like I'm 32, so if it does feel like when I bang an 18-year-old, but I still do it. It's kind of weird because they start talking about like 18-year-old people problems, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you on? It's like when I'm talking to Stefan, I just have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like Stefan is like kind of on meth every time he talks. I don't know.
Well, I usually smoke during my debates. So.
Literally. God, we're gonna get taken down if we keep talking about that.
But yeah, I think now you can talk about it.
I don't know what the disconnect is to be honest, but I don't know. To like, did you notice a difference between like what younger women and maybe 25 to 30-year-old women prefer? Just
no, I think it's all the same shit. Honestly, I think
you do.
Attraction.
Interesting. Yeah.
More or less. I think there's some small subtleties, but I think attraction is attraction. What's attractive is sexual polarity, right? So, which is why, as men, we want like the thin women with big asses who are feminine, and women like the opposite, men who are masculine, who are muscular, who have beards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's confounding. It doesn't make sense to me because like the way
women like different things at the end of the day, and for certain guys, like for me, me growing a beard, like a masculine beard, it doesn't really fit anything else in my like personality. So it doesn't. And then a lot of guys, they might just look better with the stubble or goatee or something. So I think it depends on what fits the guy's face the best.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, when it comes to women,
guys wear like super tight clothes, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's like they're wearing skinny jeans, and I'm wearing slim fit, looking normal, and then this guy is jacked wearing skinny jeans like a rapper. And it's like, bro, you're not even wearing the clothes that fit your actual style.
Yeah, maybe it's like edgy maxing, like tattoos. I notice guys with tattoos doing well, and also it's not just tattoos though. It's like tight fitting clothes, right, which are not like masculine. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, would you say this is a tight shirt? I think wearing form-fitting clothes is
no.
That's normal, yeah.
This is like a form-fitting shirt, which I think everyone should wear because it makes your muscles look like they're defined.
Exactly.
But
I don't think Alex is wearing skinny jeans. Alex is not one of those guys.
No, I do not fucking wear skinny jeans. I've never owned a pair of skinny jeans. If I found out one of my clients had a pair of skinny jeans, I would make them burn them before I would.
I don't know, dude. I know this guy from like LA. He's like gonna dox him up. Ethnic. And I've seen like his profile is like all I think it's like 6 selfies or something and like 1 activity photo. And he slays, and he's like extremely feminine looking, but he has a chiseled jaw. That's his only masculine feature. So I don't know.
Do you know for a fact that he slays though? Because a lot of people say they slay, but they don't really slay.
I mean, he sent me he sent me videos of him like eating out like 2 different women, so I assume he does. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know, dude. It's just confounding to me.
I think there's exceptions for every rule, but I think generally speaking,
Maybe
sexual polarity is what's attractive. Women like a more masculine type of guy. So I think like I don't know, the goal should be to be more masculine, not less masculine for men. That's just kind of my
maybe. I don't know. It depends on the guy as well, but yeah, that's all I really had. So
what was the next Spurgy? Oh, that was the only Spurgy theory you had?
Oh yeah, my other Spurgy theory. About that one I meant. So yeah, what about that woman, Miss Bot or whatever that you had on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying like she wasn't your type or something, but I thought she was like one of the hottest guests you've had on. So what's your thoughts on that?
I would personally rate her like a 5.
Interesting.
Like, and extremely basic when it comes to my opinion. Yeah, like I'll show you what I think is like a really hot girl. Hang on, let me share my screen. Let's take a trip down Alex's Instagram algorithm.
Lane.
All right, so this is what I think is a real hot girl over here. This is what I think is a true 10. You guys can see this beautiful Indian gentleman. Notice.
Oh my god, dark chocolate.
I know.
Melanin acting.
Oh man.
I think like I think this chick is like super hot.
Yeah, you can eat that ass. I mean, yeah,
like this would be like a 9 for me.
Wait,
yeah. Oh, that view. Okay.
Her hair looks fake.
I can't see
her ass. Like she looks like she
no.
might have had a Brazilian butt lift, but like I still would go after it. I don't know. Like,
yeah, this to me is like a 9. Let me show you my 10.
Yo, do you guys know what a sigmoid function is?
Who?
No.
A sigmoid function.
No.
In math? No.
This is my 10.
I can try to explain it.
Suck at math. I'm the last.
I'm not banging this chick before I die. This would be like my 10. Like it's ass, like face, like everything is on point with this chick. Like this would be my perfect 10.
Ooh.
Like something like that. And that chick was nowhere near even close to that. She was just like your basic white girl. Nothing special.
Yeah, I rated Courtney Ryan a 5, and everybody got up in arms about it.
Wait, really a 5?
I would rate her
in the picture that the guy Chad Alpha uploaded looked like a 5.
Huh.
Maybe like 5, maybe 5.5 with the makeup. Maybe
I would rate her a 5 as well. Yeah, I agree with Stefan.
I would put her at a 6, but yeah.
It's also kind of tough, I guess. Ratings are subjective. Like if I found a nice big titty goth girl, some people might be like, "Oh,
they are subjective somewhat." I'm gonna take a piss real quick. You guys carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll be right back. So I mean, if you guys wanna,
try to carry the conversation.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I can't think of a 10 when people ask me this because it's like I would literally have to just go through the last 1,000 chicks I've seen in my head to even probably find 110. So I hate that question, but like Zendaya, I think Zendaya is clearly attractive. But of course, I like skinny girls, so of course I want to say that.
Interesting. Do you think it's like there's like a racial reason maybe why you find her more attractive than other girls because you're not Caucasian?
Really. Because with Zendaya, she's like light skinned and has like the high cheekbones and a model body. So I feel like a lot of guys, regardless of race, would like her. But I think where the disagreement would come in, I know a lot of guys, they prefer like thicker chicks with like, bigger butt, wider hips. So I think the body would be where we disagree at. But I don't think.
But maybe you like skinny women because you're skinny yourself, right?
Well, yeah, that too. I can't go above a certain point to where I can't even like lift the chick up. But that's just
exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the like discussing like the female 10 or whatever. A lot of it is a waste of time because you're gonna end up fucking a 5 anyway. At least most men will. I know Alex, you're like, oh no, me and my friends have higher standards than that, but I think that's pretty like false for the majority of guys. So.
I might agree with you, but I would argue that you don't want to be like the average guy. You want to be like the above average. Like the average guy in America is a fucking retard.
So you wouldn't fuck a 5 like for free? Like if she offered it like you a blowjob in your car or something, you wouldn't accept it?
At this point in my life, no, definitely not. I wouldn't even fuck a 6 probably. It's just I've already fucked so many. I have done it before. Believe me, I've done it lower than 5s. Just I've done it so many times. It would literally do nothing for me at all. It would just be like a waste of my time. So no, like I only get excited about like really hot girls, like the girls I showed you on Instagram, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
Hot. Those are the kind of girls that get me motivated and excited. But like a 5, no, I wouldn't. Even if it was like thrown at me, I would turn it down.
But I doubt you've actually like pulled a girl that hot before, right? Like the one on your profile.
I've never pulled. Well, the Demi Rose chick would be like my perfect 10. I don't think I've ever pulled my perfect 10. I pulled my 9, but yeah, I don't think I've ever pulled my perfect 10. Yeah,
but I think there's like another myth that all, like the 10s or whatever sleep with chads, which is again false, because most of the 10s are like at yacht parties or whatever. They're with VIPs, and the chads kind of monopolize the 6s and 7s. So,
well, I'm gonna fuck that Demi Rose chick one day. Maybe it'll take 5 years, maybe it'll take 50 years, but I'll get her.
Yeah, good luck with that, bro.
Thank you. Do you have anything else, Angry?
Let me think for like 30 seconds, and if not, I'll hop off.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
While you think, let's add on.
Yeah, you can add. Yeah.
Hello.
Yo, good to be back.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good, bro. How are you doing?
Pretty good. What's been going on?
I actually did have to add to a discussion a little bit exactly about the fucking lower chicks. Personally, I think the guys in game, I think we wouldn't fuck a girl that's like a 5 or even like a 6, like a low 6. But I think majority of guys would. That's one thing I've noticed, because too many of my friends who are not into pickup, like let's say I go to the club with one of them, they'll settle with like a 3 or like a 4 at the end,
Yeah, I think it depends on like how much you've experienced. So yeah, like of course, yeah. If you're like used to eating a really good restaurant, you probably, if someone gave you free McDonald's, you probably wouldn't eat it. But if you're like hungry and someone gave you free McDonald's, you would eat it. So yeah, I think it depends. Even if you're into game, like if you haven't been with that many girls, then yeah, you'll probably fuck like a 4 or 5.
But I don't really think the enjoyment
below like my low 6. I never did it.
The enjoyment from food never wears off, though. So why would sex be any different?
Well, first of all, it does wear off, definitely. Like I don't.
It does wear off. Like there's a reason why Dan Bilzerian is literally like, there's a book. He's literally in his book. He has literally done everything that nothing makes him happy.
Yeah, I'm like the pickiest eater. I can afford the nicest food. I'm like the pickiest fucking eater now. Like I'll go to a restaurant and like one little thing will be overcooked, and I'll be like, this fucking sucks. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I've become real picky as an eater. But I've always had access to food all my life, so I've never even been hungry. Like I've never been poor, thank God. But but like with pussy, I didn't have access to pussy for most of my life. So like at first it was like fucking a 5 was satisfying, but then like just kind of up the ante in order to get that satisfaction. Yeah, I don't think like if someone paid me like $10,000 to fuck a 5, I would probably do it, but I don't think I would get any enjoyment from it.
Bro, I would say good 90% of people, like of the 90% of the guys, will actually go for a 3 and fuck a 3 at the end of the night. Like that's just what I'm.
Yeah, I would fuck a 3 for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's good. But it's because you haven't fucked any girls, Angry. That's why. Like,
exactly. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't mean to laugh, bro. I didn't mean to laugh.
If you fuck like dozens and dozens of girls, I guarantee your mindset will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Personally, I just never did. I never even like. It was never even.
Like I'm like. Let me be clear. Like I wouldn't simp for a 3 or approach one.
Let me. In the beginning,
like I would never simp for one or approach one, but like if she offered me sex like with no effort whatsoever, yeah, obviously I'd accept it. I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Let me know when your birthday is, and maybe I'll order you a 3.
Oh, dude, that's brutal.
You've been a long-time subscriber of the channel, so I'll do that for you.
Yo, fuck, dude. I'm actually gonna get. I know. I don't know. If I've mentioned this before. In a couple months from now, I'm actually getting limb lengthening. So I don't know. I might hit you up in like a year from now. Yeah, I am.
How tall are you?
How tall are you?
Dead ass. Bro, I'm 5'10".
What the fuck,
bro? So you're gonna be 6'2". You're gonna be my height, 6'2".
I'm gonna be 6'1". Yeah.
You got $50,000 for the operation? I think it's like 50.
I do. Yeah, $50K. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
For why?
You're cool not being able to walk for like 3 months.
It's you can't walk, so basically you're in a wheelchair for 3 months. Then you use a walker, and then by the 6 to 8 month mark, I'm super skinny also, so I'm gonna be able to walk faster. But yeah, and then maybe honestly, like
I would recommend you just go to Colombia, bro. You're gonna have a good time.
Wait, you already got the surgery?
No. I'm planning it. It's in the works right now. But I was saying that I'm gonna maybe I'll hit up Alex in like a year from now to optimize my profile. Like, yeah, you charge how much?
Oh no, dude. I mean, I'll probably be charging more by that point. Not much. I mean, you can always like fucking like post in the forums. I still answer that shit for free. So honestly, you could probably get feedback from me for free.
Wait, if you're already 5'10", why are you getting it? I don't get it. If you're already
I don't know, man. Just for the confidence boost, honestly.
Because doesn't that take years off your life when you do that?
No, it's pretty safe.
Damn.
I mean,
for me, the biggest deal breaker would be not being able to walk for 3 months. Like, I just,
yeah, but that's if you have like, you know, obligations and stuff, which I don't. So
yeah, but walking is nice, you know.
Like, yeah, true.
It's nice to be, like, not be crippled. I don't know. I've been crippled, and like it's pretty nice not being crippled. I will say this.
Yeah, I agree. Injuries are not fun.
The thing is, we don't know the long-term effects of it, right? That's the main thing I would say. Like,
yeah, because it's a pretty new surgery. Yeah, that's of course.
Yeah.
Bones can get weak and stuff, and then let's say, God forbid, you ever re-injure that, you could be looking at like a serious injury. You know, hopefully that doesn't happen, but there's always risks to any procedure, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna help you as much as you think it's gonna help you.
No, I don't think it's gonna help that much. Honestly, I'm mainly just doing it because I have
going from like
I can afford it.
When it's like you're already above. Wait, where are you? You're in America?
Yeah, I'm probably slightly below average for a white guy my age.
Be above average, dude. The
average
no.
Well, we don't know what his face or his body looks like, but his height.
I guess that makes sense.
His height is completely average in America.
Yeah, let's just say for argument's sake, it's average, sure.
But I would probably get jacked first.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do both, right? Why not?
Well, I mean, you'll have to take 6 months off training when you get the operation.
Yeah, but it's more beneficial to be skinny during the operation, obviously, right? Because you're going to lose muscle anyway. So
I don't
doesn't
know.
really. Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Hopefully it works out.
I think 5'9" is the average in America.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
above average for an American. So I mean, I guess if you were like 5'2", maybe I understand. Like not going against your idea. I mean, if that's what you want to do,
you're fine.
Follow your dream. But like, yeah, I don't see the point. But that's just me.
I don't know. It's just a self-improvement project, I guess.
Fair
play,
man.
Yeah.
How much is
it? Where did you get the money for that anyway?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Just say my parents.
What did you rob a bank or something? Oh, your parents. Okay.
Your parents are gonna fund that down, dude.
One of them is. The other one doesn't approve of it, but it doesn't matter.
The mom or the dad? Probably the mom. Right?
It's the mom. Yeah.
That's always the mom.
That's crazy, bro. Wow.
Yeah, I think if I said to my dad, "Yo, Dad, I need 50,000 for the surgery. It's gonna make my like fucking limbs longer," he'd be like, "You have literally become a dumbass." Like,
yeah, exactly. Russian parents be like.
There's no way he would go along with that. He'd be like,
smack the shit out of you for that.
Are you becoming an American retard?
What is this shit?
Bro, has your dad tried Tinder?
My dad doesn't. I've tried to get him on dating apps, but he doesn't really do that. He like runs. He's like pretty jacked for his age, and he travels a lot. So he just like he has a girlfriend now too. He's dating like a late 30s chick from Dominican Republic. She's not my
pretty
type,
sweet. Yeah,
but pretty good for him.
For sure.
But yeah, so he actually gets laid. Like my dad does better than most of the pickup community.
Interesting, yeah.
He's like too tech retarded to use like dating apps. Basically, he still has barely mastered email.
Yeah, no, I think the pickup community is pretty bad. Definitely, so definitely a cesspool. You're still the only guy I watch because everyone else it's like so watered down and stuff. So
yeah, I agree.
I appreciate that. All right, Angry.
Yeah.
Anything else you have?
Yeah,
no, not much, bro. Just vibing, having a conversation. So yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for coming on. Best of luck with the surgery, bro.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good one.
Okay, man. All right, cool. Let's get. I think there's one.
Yeah, I actually got something interesting. Oh, we got someone else on it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I believe you're a black pillar, right? Q2, or is that someone else?
No, I don't think he is.
No, I mean, I've had black pill beliefs, but I mean, I understand that you can work on charisma. I just
Q2 is a blue pillar, if anything.
No, really. It's like if I understand you can work on charisma, but I also understand not everybody wants to dedicate dollars and time into working on their charisma. And some people, like if you're out on some spectrum, on the autism spectrum, sometimes you literally can't. So I mean, that's I guess the only black pill thing I would say about myself. Like if some people literally can't get more charismatic because of certain genetic things. That's really
You're,
it.
you're definitely don't be in blue pill denial, bro. Just own it. Like every time I'm doing a live stream, I do appreciate you like tuning in for all the lives, but every time in a live stream, you're always like, Alex is lying. Alex doesn't empathize with a woman. Alex doesn't have a female struggle. Like you're always taking the chick side every single fucking time.
I take the chick side because I understand that not everybody has to subscribe to your beliefs to have a successful dating life. You can be blue pill and work and be in entertainment and meet hot girls that way. You can meet hot girls at the gym, just be a personal trainer. There's other things besides being super masculine and going out, cold approaching, online dating, etc., etc. That's kind of where I'm coming from. It's like
the only other thing is being famous.
Yeah, no, I mean not being famous, but being famous in your specific community. So like you could call it status, and that's part of the game, sure. But like you could be the coolest, the coolest person in your BDSM community. You could be the top nerd at the Comic-Con and shit like that. Like people know you. Like so, like little shit like that where you can community that.
I'll grant you that. You can. There's some certain niches that you can dominate in. Yeah, okay. But that's generally speaking, though. Like unless you're dominating in a niche or you're famous, like the only way you are going to get results is by like fucking doing fuckboy type shit.
Yeah. I agree. I think
I have something regarding that. So recently, I do think I'm a believer in personally that you should be leveling up in all areas, right? So you should be leveling up your looks, your charisma, your money, right? Like I do think everything matters to a certain extent. But recently, I've actually been hanging out with a lot of PUAs and a lot of guys that are just focusing on game and the charisma part. And some of those guys are short. One of them is bald. And those guys are pulling like no tomorrow, you know? So the more and more you hang out with PUAs and guys who truly focus on mastering their charisma, you realize the main thing that you do need is the way you carry yourself, right? It's that nonverbal communication, which we talk about quite a bit, right? But it's so important. For me, that's the most important thing, right? Because girls, they can really sense that fear. I think that's the biggest thing. So if in any way you're being beta, they're like sharks and blood, right? They can sense that, and that turns them off right away. But if you're that masculine, confident guy, right? Yeah. That's literally, in my opinion, like with everything that I know now, with a high leg count, that is 80% of it. Like because I've seen the short guys doing it, I've seen the even chubbier guys doing it. Obviously, you should level up in all areas, but 80% I would say is the charisma, how you carry yourself. And just that non-bitch mentality, right?
The fat guy would probably disagree with you on that. I mean, I will say, like, there's there's this guy on earlier. I keep calling him the fat guy. I feel bad.
You finally you're being a little rude.
No, but like, you know, like I feel like he needs tough love because the dating marketplace is going to be even more brutal to him than me. Like, you know, like dude, like that chick, like fucking Oleg's girlfriend or whatever. Like she, like you think he would have a chance with her? Like she would just fucking demolish him. Like she's. I don't want to. No. He's a douchebag. What that really means when a girl says he's a douchebag, what that really means is he's not attractive.
Exactly.
But I would say the three types of guys that I know who do better than me are the guys who have better cold approach skills than me. So that would be like John Anthony, Marcus Wolf, like those guys, Gabriel Gray. The guys who are more fuckboyish than me. So those are the guys who just like every single thing is just dedicated to fucking chicks. Like those might be like cool naturals. I've seen a few that do better than me, or the guys who are more famous than me. Those are the only three categories I know who do better than me. So I will say I think it's pretty hard to be blue pill unless you're famous and get a lot of girls.
No, I mean you could. There's plenty of. Well, okay, you said get girls, so you talk about just casual sex.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit different. So I mean, to get girls, yeah, you do kind of have to either look the part or be charismatic, or go after girls who have a certain standard and look that. But I'm saying, like, to get a girlfriend, you know, maybe sleep with like 10 girls your entire life. You don't have to have a bunch of game. You could just meet girls your entire
life. That's like the pinnacle. That's like to bench 40 pounds at the gym. You gotta do this. It's like that's like the sum of your like aspirations. Like 10 girls.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's aspirations. It's 10 girls. Maybe, you know, sleep with one at a party when you're 20, sleep at one party when you're like 25, maybe have a few girlfriends in between, and that's it. Like that's a lot of people's aspirations.
10 girls every 5 years? I don't know, man.
Yeah, but she seems like shooting so low. Like 10 girls, like in a lifetime. Like
maybe in a month, but like I don't know.
Why would you want that? Why would you not want to fuck more girls?
Exactly.
Because some people, it's like some people would rather have a girlfriend they fuck all the time versus trying to go after different girls. Some people,
I get that, but in order to get a hot girlfriend, you have to fuck a lot of girls so you can pick from a place of abundance. So you can't even get a hot girlfriend or like a hot cool girlfriend unless you get extremely lucky if you don't have a pretty good base of hookups to pick from.
No, you don't. You can need
most guys go into
more than
scarcity
anything.
mode, right? Like if you just have one option and just the first girl that goes near you, then you make her your girlfriend. You're going out of place of scarcity, but the girl's always going to be in a place of abundance because she's always going to be getting hit up in the street. She's always going to be getting hit up on IG, right? And you have only that girl. You're like tunnel vision on her. But if you, let's say, build your rotation, 5, 6, 7 girls, right? It can even be like 4, whatever. But you pick the best one out of those, at least you're going to have the confidence now that you can replace her, right? If she doesn't behave. And ultimately, that's what's going to make you more attractive to her because your number of communication is going to explicitly go up because of that fact.
Q2, why do you hang on to these blue pill beliefs? Why don't you just give up the blue pill?
Well, I hope because it's not basically it's not, how do I say, maybe for certain types of guys it's ineffective, but overall it's not like the majority of people can still get laid maybe every once in a while and have girlfriends without trying to be the fuckboy. It's better to be the fuckboy as a strategy overall long term, and then maybe or pretend to be a fuckboy and then turn out to be a nice guy, than be a nice guy and actually be a fuckboy, all that stuff. But I'm saying overall, it's like for example, in entertainment, there's plenty of guys that are
You're not a famous actor, bro. None of us are famous actors. Like the entertainment.
No. I'm saying like photographers or like set designers and like shit like that. Like the people that
photographers are even more red pill and even more brutal than fucking me. You know what the photographers do? They're like, hey, if you want to get this job, you have to suck this dick. Like photographers are fucking ruthless, man, in terms of fucking girls. Like you think the stuff I'm doing is bad. The photographers take it like 5 levels above me.
I mean, not all of them. Some of them it's just like, hey, you can make me feel beautiful. The girl's like, oh, this guy makes me feel beautiful. We connect. He seems like a normal guy. Why don't I go out with him? Like, it's not always like, you need to fuck me to get a better career and shit like that. It's not always like that.
That's how it usually is.
Not. Well, the people that are like that are getting called out more, so it's less of that happening now. Where like girls feel pressured to fucking suck a photographer's dick to get more status and shit like that. That's what Me Too is kind of about. So it's like less. It's happening less now.
It's still happening plenty behind closed doors.
Q2, I have a question for you. Why are you like? It's just a genuine question. Why are you such a big supporter? Because I've seen you on a lot of Alex's, like just chat and stuff like that. You seem to be like a really big supporter of the channel and Alex, but you disagree with like so much of it. So
I think he has a love-hate relationship with me. He like
No, because there's so much disagreement. It's like his the majority of things that we agree on here. Q2 is disagreeing with, and I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. Like in my opinion, it is, but.
I think he knows I'm right, but part of him is just hanging on to his old blue pill belief.
No, it's not that. It's more so like
the angel and the devil on his shoulder. He's like, oh yeah, pick up. Oh no, don't do it. Be blue pill. I'll be a badass man. Get some pussy. Like I think that's what's going on.
No, it's like more so that like I understand or I know that and you don't have to identify as a PUA guy, but more so the PUA lifestyle in general it is one of many solutions in my opinion. So like I like you when you talk about PUA stuff. It's like, okay, I understand it. This is the whole system that is run, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. That works for a lot of guys. But I'm like, but does everybody have to do that? Like that's kind of my thing. It's like, okay, I understand how like for example, like a girl like Chad thinks that you don't have to be any of these things to get women, because like honestly, I don't know if she's ever slept with a PUA or slept with a guy that's like intentionally thinking about how to get girls and maximize the percentage and shit like that. No, she probably slept with maybe some guy at the club, maybe some guy in her class. Like the people meet people. Well, and I understand why, but a lot of people meet people through like schools, jobs, all that stuff, and they don't necessarily have to go out and deal with all the fuckboy shit to sleep around and all that stuff. But I understand why. It's like a lot of the guys, especially in the PUA community, they don't have that like strong base of like super cool social circle super good friends. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Yeah, stuff like that. So it's like they kind of have to go outside of their friend group or the friend of friend group to get laid. But like Stefan said, there's plenty of guys that like never ever cold approach, think apps are stupid, and get plenty of girls because like they just meet friends of friends.
Yeah, but that's
Why would you want to rely on somebody else?
I think that's like less than 2% of men in the
What?
US.
That's more. That's majority of men. I got to be honest. With you. That's majority of men meet girls for friends of
men
friends.
are struggling to meet girls. Majority of men are struggling like
But
crazy.
Q2's friends are probably Tyrone's or something, so they get it easy.
Yeah, my friend. Okay, so my friends, unfortunately, because of the situations I put myself in, are PUA guys. So it's not that. It's more so
Who are these
Wait, your
mythical guys?
friends in real life or PUA?
yeah, my real life friends. Real life friends are like PUA guys, or like guys I speak to over time, like maybe like a friend from school or something like that. But it's I don't have a large social circle. A lot of it's self-inflicted, but I understand that it was my fault, and people with large social circles don't have to go out and approach and go out and do these apps and stuff like that. They can, but it's like not necessary.
It's like less than 5% of men. Less
What?
than 5%.
You
Probably
think 5% of men meet 95% of men just have to go on dating apps and have to cold approach to meet women?
I think the majority of the guys in the U.S. are struggling to meet girls. I think most guys do not know about pickup or game, of course, but most guys are struggling. In terms of guys who are doing well with girls, which is already a small percentage of guys, out of those, maybe I don't know. Like I think maybe.
Wait, Alex, what is that total percentage? Just so I
Okay.
know.
I'll break it down like this. I think that like I think
40%?
Okay, I would say that 25% of men in America are incels. That's just a statistical fact. Then you got another 50%, 50 to 60% who are struggling. Like they're not incels, but they're dating below their standards. They're not happy, but they're just like they're not full on incels. So at least maybe 20% of men who are doing like most of the fucking. Out of those 20%, I would say maybe out of those, I would say maybe I don't know, maybe like 5%. So okay, so it'll be 20% of those. So 5% total of men are actually doing well through like social circle. The other like whatever 50% are doing well because they're fuck boys or because they're in the pickup community, which is essentially the same thing, honestly. So I don't see like a lot of people don't know about pickup or the pickup community, but they do all the pickup tactics or close to that. So yeah, I think it's a very small percentage of men who are doing most of the fucking.
No, how do I say? Like for me, I think also we have to understand we have to define a good metric for what success is, because a lot of times,
10 girls a lifetime is a good metric for you, then yeah, we're talking totally different languages.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 10 girls, or even like let's say you're again, like for me like or for my friend or my the people that are online, not my real friends, like Facebook friends. If a guy has a 20 body count, he's a fucking legend, because it's like, you got 20 girls to, even if they're like fat, it's like, okay, you're kind of a slut. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Like, they would consider a guy with a 20ty body count a slut, pretty much.
Your friends are part
wow.
60% I mentioned who
That's
are
interesting.
who are not incels, but they're struggling. Yeah, they go right down to it. What's your body count, Q2? How many girls have you been with?
I said before, 4.
Oh, okay. So there we go. So you're not a full-on incel, but you're part of you're part of the percentage of men that are struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get out. I gotta basically get out more. That's pretty much it.
Okay, good. So you do agree with us that, okay, my biggest thing what I'm going to say about social circle is, why would you rely on other people, right? I mean, you should use that as a bonus, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I use it. I probably have 3 or 4 of my lake counts that came from social circle. But if I just relied on that, I would be at 4, right? I wouldn't be 20x.
Yeah, for most men, social circle is a bunch of other dudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's like you're just competing with your friends, and it's weird, and it's like you don't compete for the same girls. Like, no, every single girl that's outside is available. Every single girl at the mall is available. Sure, she might have a boyfriend, she'll reject you, but she's available for you to actually go and shoot your shot, right? And actually approach her. My point is this:
all guys, but I guess I'm in the top 5%, according to Alex's statistics. I always thought I was like top 30, but according to Alex stats, the way he laid it out, I'm top 5. Because there were times where I would invite
more girls. The very bottom tier of the top 5%. Yeah, I guess technically you are.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna use my admin privileges to remove you from the 5% just because you ramble so much. So
top 8 to 10%, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too. I want you to officially resign the blue pill and just be like, fucking, just don't you want to get some pussy, bro?
Okay,
Exactly.
no, like, all right. So I'll put it like this. So obviously, I go out in day game. I go out in night game. I don't do apps right now, but I understand that that's what I need to do because the way my life is set up, I need to do
Clearly, it's
that.
not going that well, right? I mean, if you're only at 4th, like, clearly it's not going that well. The day game.
Yeah, it's not going that well. I definitely do need to get out more too. I think I stopped like for 2 years or something like that because of COVID and shit like that. But yeah, I need to get out more. I need to stop making excuses, all that stuff. What I'm getting at is my lifestyle.
Give up the blue pill mindset too. I think that's probably holding you back for sure. If you feel like guilty every time you talk to a woman, you feel like you're disturbing her. How successful are you going to be at cold approach?
Oh no. That's it is there a little bit, but it's going away. Just actually just getting out there more and going through more approaches. Like I did feel more guilty when I was like younger, but my thing was inside. I'm never going to be a coach. I never have to tell guys to do what I do. I feel more at ease. It's like, okay, even if I'm a weirdo or I look bad, it's like it's not like I have to say to other people now you have to go through this too and all that stuff. Like I don't necessarily care about how I don't necessarily care that I might, let's say, bother a girl. I don't care if I bother a girl because like that's between me, her, and maybe like some random guy across the street. Like who cares? Like it's not that big of a deal in real life, But like I think maybe when I was younger, I thought too much about the PUA community, and I thought about, I'm going to be a coach, I'm going to do this, that. So like, I was like, wow, how can I? What if all guys are like me starting out? Like, how do I deal with the moral consequences of every girl just feeling like you're bothering them and all that stuff? But like now that's just me. It's like, well, even if I bother like 1,000 girls, like in the grand scheme of things in life and all that stuff, it's like it's not that big of a deal. It's like, what is it, like 5 seconds of 5 seconds of this guy is weird, and then they go about their day. Like people aren't that invested, or especially girls really aren't that invested in some random guy talking to them for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. And you could say annoying them or whatever. That's worst case scenario. Best case, middle ground usually is just like, okay, that was cool. Have a good day. Like it's not that big of a deal.
You're becoming less blue pilled, but I still think you have some blue pill mindsets that are holding you back. Like it sounds like you have guilt and shit about game, and you're worried about being douchey or a fuck boy. You like it seems like you're too empathetic about like random chicks' feelings, which is going to hold you back.
And again, you're correct, but I understand why. Oh no. Okay, so for me specifically, yes, I do think I am too empathetic sometimes about girls' feelings. I think, like, besides me, like, I also understand that, like, girls in general, especially on, like, online space, they would be more empathetic about girls' feelings, and that's why sometimes, like, I kind of understand where they're coming from more.
I think you got to do a little bit less understanding where they're coming from and be a little bit more ruthless if you wanna bust a nut.
Oh no, for me personally, like, yeah, I understand that, but like I think, and again, like I was saying, I guess I was trying to like wrap up like my whole thing of like why I feel blue, why we feel like I'm blue pilled. Like I just also understand why a girl would want to care about a girl's feelings online. And that's why maybe sometimes in the comments I come off like blue pilled and shit like that.
I would say like 80% of the time you come off very blue pill in the comments.
Yeah, I can take that. That's fair.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I think if you renounce the blue pill, and you could do a lot better. You could get some pussy, man.
Well, I renounce the blue pill for myself. Yes, for sure. I'll do that. Yeah. That's
shit.
Yeah, I think like you should just get out of your head a little bit. Like it's that mindset, because like that used to hold me back too. Like I might be bothering someone. Like who gives a shit? Like you know what I mean? Like you're just bothering yourself. Like metaphorically speaking, with that like negative thinking. You gotta like try to drill it in your head that like but it's a slow and steady process. It might take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but that's like what I would say is a good solution.
Oh no, I got real life anxiety, so it's never going to go away.
Dude, I mean, me getting to 100 lay count with anxiety, dude, it's like I'm fucking trying to climb the Great Wall, man. But I mean, I did it somehow. So
yo, bro, you're at 100.
Yeah, I just hit 100.
Nice. I'm at 85 right now.
That's dope. That's actually my last goal is 100.
Yeah, I have like a whole list. Otherwise, I'd like lose fucking track. Like, okay. Yeah.
I'm looking to be there by the end of the year. I'll join you in the.
You'll get there, dude. You'll get there.
Yeah, you get a special email from the 100K club. It's like really big deal. Like they send you like a hat and shit. You get a special. There's a special. I fucked over 100 girls handshake that you'll be introduced to. I can't show it to you now because you're not 100 yet. But me and Greg know the handshake. It's really.
It's like
cool.
the YouTube plug, you know. It's except it's like the lay count plug.
Oh, that'd be
I'll
sick.
never hit 100. I'm a simp, so I'll cap out somewhere before 75.
I thought she was out the game, Stefan.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to get married necessarily, but I just don't see myself hitting 100. Just 'cause I don't feel like it. So
You
I
can
doubt
get
it.
there. I think it's just like the mindset. If you would have asked me, yo, are you ever gonna get to
It's not a
100?
matter of if I can get there. I know I can get there. It's just like I said,
Right.
there's diminishing return. So
I hear you.
if there's literal chads in my friend group that have stopped at 30 or 40, I think that proves my point even more. So I don't need black pillars advising me on how to get to 100 because I don't care. But I mean, more power to you guys who actually want to get there. I mean, it's not as bad as
I think you should have wheat waffles rate your face a few more times. Maybe that will help.
Oh yeah, fucking wheat.
No, because you were saying a lot of people like end up at 30 or 40, but it's like good for them. A lot of people end up at 4, right, or 2. A lot of people don't even do it ever, right? So just because they end at 30 or 40, that shouldn't like limit your beliefs that you shouldn't get to 100, for example.
Well, that's
right?
a straw man. It doesn't limit my beliefs. Me saying I'm lazy and I don't feel like it is not about limiting beliefs. Like I think it's laughable that people like I said, people that get girls, they know the difference between 50 and 100 is effort. So whether we're talking 30 versus 50, 50 versus 80, 80 versus 150, 100 versus 200, like the difference is literally effort. So, I mean, until I'm proven otherwise, I'm lazy. I don't care. I'll cap out at 75 or 80.
Well, I'm going to bring out the John Anthony
Actually,
point.
I may cap out at 65.
As you get more, bro. So, like, you're actually going to be compounding your effect. He actually has his little chart where at like 200 and 250, he really went like...
Any black
Does anybody want to be like John Anthony? Like, come on now.
No, but I'm just have a goal of 30 or 50. I get it wrong because he's saying that if he's at 50,
I'm not saying they have to have my goal of 50. I'm just saying if an incel or black pillar or anybody, red pillar's goal is getting to 20, 30, 40, 50, I'm not judging them. I'm not saying they have to stop there. They can have your goal of 100 in a year. I don't care. I'm just saying if their goal is somewhere below that, the actual number is the least of their worries and is the least correlating to their success or to their fulfillment. But like I said, if they actually want that 100 and they don't care about like long-term relationships, then sure, fine, that's great. I'm just saying I'm not judging them. I'm not going to, say, oh, I mocked you because you stopped at 20 and I at 51. Like, I don't care.
Fair play.
I think like also too, like some people can get, I don't know if you guys feel differently, but like, I think somebody that had, what do you say, 15 girlfriends or something like that over the course of their entire life has more long-term relationship advice to give than somebody who fucked 1,000 women casually and had 2 girlfriends. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would speculate anyone that's fucked 1,000 women has had like double-digit girlfriends because usually that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, most
or at
likely.
least he's had the opportunity to have them. Like at least he's had girls that asked him to be in a long-term relationship. Maybe he denied them, but
do you guys believe in alpha and beta?
Yeah.
All right. So for alpha, like another thing too is like if you're an alpha, sometimes if you're too alpha, like extreme alpha, and like you seem like or super fuckboy, whatever you want to call it, girls, they would sleep with you, they love your dick, but they wouldn't take you seriously because you're too much of a fuckboy, or you don't have good traits of stability or some beta male traits a little bit to have a girlfriend.
I think it's pure nonsense. I've never once had a girl who I wanted to date who didn't want to date me, and I'm an extreme fuckboy. I don't know. I think that's pure, that's some like blue pill speculation, but I don't think.
Yeah, bro. Because when you have sex with the girl, she almost always wants to date you. Not always, right? But emotionally, she's really invested into you because that's how they work. And then look at all the POAs, right? Like Alex, John Anthony, like whoever else you want to look at, they have a girlfriend. Yeah. I mean. That's just your point disproven right there.
No. Like also too, I think Alex too is like not as much of a fuckboy as he believes. Like I think you have really good traits outside of sex and stuff like that girls see. I don't think you're just complete fuckboy and have no good traits outside of being.
I mean, you're right. I do have a bunch of good traits. I'm very honest, loyal. I'm funny. I'm very grounded. Yeah, sure. I have a bunch of good traits. I won't deny that. But you kind of have to have good traits in order to get good at game anyway.
No, that's why I think Alex would beat Jonah Hill. Alex would beat Jonah Hill if they were going for the same girl.
No, I don't think so.
I disagree with that, bro. Status is everything.
I think Jonah Hill.
If you were going for the same girl, Alex, in Miami, a girl who probably has access to guys with status already anyway, so that's at a surplus. If you happen to be at the same bar, she might try to get his number and like, oh, can I go on your yacht or go in your loft or whatever? But in that moment, she's going to at least get your number, Alex.
Well, I think it really depends on the girl. But if you put me and Jonah Hill in the same bar,
I don't know. That's
not, bro. Man. Jonah Hill doesn't have to approach anybody.
Yeah, he would get laid faster than me and with a hotter girl, probably.
No, he would get laid. But I'm saying if you're going for it does depend on the girl. But I'm saying if we're all in the same club, Jonah Hill might get more numbers than us, more chicks.
He'll bang more chicks too.
He probably
Jonah Hill will bang way more chicks. Come on now.
Status trumps everything, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
I agree. No, you're right.
I think status would help if he was somewhere in our ballpark. But if you're talking about a guy he's overweight, his face isn't really that great. He gets openly mocked. He gets openly
mocked. What are you talking about?
He gets openly mocked by talk show hosts. Jimmy Fallon made fun of his weight to his face. So I think you guys are overrating how women choose, especially, again, if we're talking about women in Miami who already have a surplus of guys with status. So, of course, it depends on the chick.
Oh,
but you think I would care if I walked out with 3 hot chicks in a Miami club and then Jonah Hill walked out with like 20 chicks and then like 5 of them were 6s, a few were 5s, a few were 8s. Like, I wouldn't care. I'm like, I approached 3 chicks. I got 3 hot chicks. I wouldn't care if we came at the same chick, I'm at least.
Oh, Jonah Hill can't mog any of us. That's a fact. I agree with that.
I'm saying, look, she might get my number, link up with him and her girlfriends. They might go drink with him after the club or whatever. Then she'll hit me up afterwards and link with my friends and smoke, or link with me the next day or whatever. So again, there's no situation if the girl is genuinely attracted to me where a guy, Jonah Hill, at best, we'll both get the number. I'll grant you that, but
bro,
I don't know.
What's more likely is she would choose me, and then he would pick off another girl in the group that I wasn't her taste. That's more.
All right, how about this? Jonah Hill would fuck you, and Jonah Hill would fuck you. That sounds terrible. But I say the girl will fuck Jonah Hill and you. That's probably what would happen most likely. All right.
You have a threesome. You, Jonah Hill, and whoever. I don't know.
Jonah Hill will be your wing.
I don't want to take away from his dating pool, as low as it may be. I don't want to dip in. I don't date down.
What are you talking about?
Bro, how can you say that, bro? What do you mean?
I guarantee you, Jonah Hill has fucked well over 100 girls.
Easily. Oh, God. Easily more. Him and Channing.
When people stop mocking him to his face on live television, then I'll give Jonah Hill more credit.
It's Jonah Hill though. Like he's been in multiple movies.
He looks normal.
Like,
look at his picture. This is him before. This is him now. He lost all the weight. He lost all the weight, bro.
Yo, Christian, normal.
I'm not keeping up with Jonah Hill's life and his fitness.
He goes in between being fat and like in shape. It depends like what movie role he's preparing.
Like this is literally Jonah him Hill right now, bro. He looks as fit as all of us. What are you talking about?
I think you guys give me Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's not that bad looking too.
Bro, Jonah Hill's trumping all of us combined times 10. I guarantee you.
Yeah. How many girls do you think of Jonah Hill's DMs? Come on now.
Yeah,
that literally has nothing to do with my point. Like I said, there's guys that Wheat Waffles rated a 4 who get more matches than me. So that doesn't. I don't.
But that's Wheat Waffles. Like,
Wheat Waffles is fucking.
That's just an example, guys. I don't even agree with Wheat Waffles. I'm making the point that Blackpillers, Redpillers, YouTubers, everybody, you guys overemphasize status. Now, if you would have even said a 5 or a 6 guy with that level of status, I would have agreed. But when you go to these extreme lengths,
now. He lost all the weight, bro. He is a 5
or 6. Again, respect on Jonah Hill's name, son.
How many famous people do you know?
Well, I did an older girl at my college. He slept with Trey Songz before he was famous.
Yeah, but did you know Trey Songz yourself?
Well, I literally pulled a girl that was, I guess, like a 7 maybe, but I mean, she was old in her older 20s.
But my question is not about some chick you banged. That
I think an attractive woman who has slept with a guy with not equal, but very good status. I think that gives me more insight into your guys' theories about
how many. Okay,
all these girls with options. You really think they're dying to meet Jonah Hill?
Let me again. Just listen.
And
to
the girl that picks him for status, you think I'm dying to meet her? I'll go to the other girl in the club that actually likes me.
Listen to the question. No monologues. I want a simple answer to this. How many people do you know who have massive status or fame? Yourself.
Maybe like a handful.
Who are they?
My friend from one of my best friends actually that went to my school for a semester. He's friends with I don't know if you know the rapper Cat G, but they're all cool. The guy from Atlanta.
Do you know the rapper yourself? I'm not talking.
I slept on his couch. I mean, Alex, I'm sorry I didn't meet him. I'm sorry. I mean, he's Cat G. He's probably he signed to Pharrell. He's probably in the studio in Los Angeles. My point is, I've slept on his couch in Atlanta. Like I know some of his friends from college. Like I mean, I know friends who have shot videos for Little Uzi Vert because I'm from Philly. Like I mean, I can only give you so I know. I literally used to DM Tierra Whack, who's a rapper from Philly. I think she was nominated for a Grammy. I DM'd Summer Walker. I got rejected, but, I still got a couple responses. So I'm sorry I can't give you guys 11, 20 examples. I can only give you a few. I'm sorry about that.
Sounds like you don't know famous people.
It doesn't sound like you know these people that well, though. That's the thing.
Right.
I will say, though,
you don't think me knowing their friends from college and sleeping on his couch and knowing the guys throwing parties with him, DJs who are with him.
I don't think sleeping on a rapper's couch is like the same thing.
So you don't think me actually knowing them in real life and being able to see the chicks that these guys date in real time. I can look at their Instagram. I can meet these chicks in real life.
So you're saying they're dating quality?
You don't think that counts at all? Your theories about Jonah Hill matters more than my actual exposure.
No, I've ran into some circles with famous people. I lived in LA for 6 years. I've banged some of the same chicks that banged Leonardo DiCaprio. Like I wouldn't say.
Okay, so you're proving my point, Alex. You would beat Jonah Hill.
I didn't beat them. I've competed against famous people, and it's a real fucking struggle, dude.
And you think Jonah Hill would do Alex? Dude. I think you did very well.
I'm really confident in my own abilities, but I'm not delusional. Yeah, I do think Jonah Hill would be better than me.
He would.
Yeah.
He would get more numbers.
Yeah, I'll say Jonah Hill can mob
get a higher quantity.
I will actually add though, if we're talking about like fame, and this isn't even Jonah Hill. Like I know real examples of like people I grew up with. They have like millions of YouTube subscribers. Like this one guy, he's on like fucking Phase. He's like Phase Formula or some shit. 3 million, 4 million subscribers. Kid was like the biggest dork in fucking elementary school. Probably can bang any chick. I mean, there was literally, if you guys want to look it up, there was a video that, I mean, you guys know Philion, right? I know Alex talked about Philion.
Yeah, I mock him from time to time.
Yeah, Philion did a whole review of a $4 million cringe castle. This other dude, it's funny enough, his name was also Alex. He walks out, and I'm like, wait, I fucking know this kid. I went to fucking school with him. Find out he's living in a whole fucking mansion, got all the cars. But anyways, example, somebody like that, they're not Jonah Hill, but fucking status. Like you talk to a girl like, holy shit, you got 3 million YouTube subscribers. You live in a fucking $4 million cringe castle. I mean, doesn't matter. It's like they can fuck almost anybody. Like, yeah, they'll be gold diggers, but if your goal is just to fuck, then yeah, you'll get it. So it's like,
case in point, Mike Maljanik or whatever, that fucking minion from Impulsive, and fucking Lana Rhoades, like the hottest porn star probably in history of porn. Yeah, like I don't know, man. But anyway, I do kind of want to wrap up because we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Definitely.
All right. Anyone have anything important they want to add before we call it?
Yeah, I'm gonna like. Okay, you can go.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I just checking in right here. Caduceus final message. I was just going on the little contention to the idea that the lay count will give you the abundance thing, where I disagree with that. It's more about the quality of what you regularly get. So like if you have like a 7 sitting at home, it's like the food at home. Is the food at home better than what you get out at the restaurant? You're probably going to stay home and have what you have at home. So if you're like banging like the same 7 over and over again, you probably have more of an abundance than a guy who's banging like 53s in the past year.
Yeah.
53s. That's a lot of threes. Yeah, I mean, I think
it's hyperbole for an example.
I think they're somewhat intertwined. I think sometimes you need quantity to get the quality, and vice versa. I don't know. I think they're kind of intertwined to some extent.
I think like I don't know if, let's say, the photographer example I was talking about before, I don't know if that photographer necessarily has an abundance mindset just because he's dating a hot girl. I think it's less likely that he has a super positive view of how stable the relationship is, especially if the girl is famous. Like I think yeah, like having a hot girlfriend is cool, but like being able to know that you can just do it again and do it again, even if it's only girlfriends. Like let's say you can only get girlfriends. If you can prove it to yourself that you can get multiple hot girlfriends, that's a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit different. But I don't think most people are like that can get multiple hot girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I want to call it because we've been gone for 2.5 hours. I'm fucking exhausted. Thank you everyone for joining the panel. This was fun. We'll do more of an open panel thing in the future. All right, thanks.
Sorry to Jonah Hill fan.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I didn't mean anything.
Hey, it's okay. It's fun. Just want to bang up Jonah Hill.
Yo, put some respect on Jonah Hill, son.
Superbad's one of my most favorite movies. I love Jonah Hill, but
I want you to really like get some posters of Jonah Hill, and then maybe you can think about your words, young man. Reconsider your lack of confidence in Mr. Hill. All right, cool guys. So yeah, we're gonna do another podcast tomorrow. So join in for that. Till next time, peace.
Take care.